Agents of I.C.S. is a Monster of the Week horror podcast meant for mature audiences. Viewer discretion is advised.
Why, hello there, everyone, and welcome back to Agents of I.C.S. Monster of the Week horror podcast. Good stuff. And we have agents that are waiting. I lost my mouse. Where's my mouse? There it is. Hi, mouse. Sneaky room. Go. Greetings.
Greetings.
I lost... Dork? I lost my mouse for a moment, so I couldn't get back into the the private room.
The what?
I lost my mouse on my screen.
Oh.
I'm like shaking it rapidly and right-clicking, and nothing was popping up. It's okay.
What?
Panic averted.
All right.
The world will continue to turn. You don't need to worry.
Just get one of those like late 90s, early 2000s flashy-ass mice icons.
Yes.
Fleshy?
Flashy.
Yeah, flash.
Oh, God.
Could be
I
flashy.
mean, I'm sure there's some flashy ones as well, yeah.
They're those ones that look like hands.
A realistic hand.
I mean, it comes with a virus or 10, but you know.
It's hyper
It's worth
realistic.
It even makes like
Creepy.
sound when you click.
Exactly that. A nice wet sound. You can also get one that's the goose from Goose Game, except it's not your icon, it just takes shit on your screen, including your mouse. So that's pretty
I'm
fun.
going to be honest. I
It
love
just
that.
steals your icons.
Yeah.
I wish I was that little goose.
Indeed, don't we all? If only I could goose.
Causing problems.
And everyone being like, oh, you darn goose, how cute.
Oh, you darn goose. Instead of, God, stop taking my stuff.
What an ass. Have a whole video game dedicated to just you and your shenanigans.
Yeehaw.
Alrighty, speaking of games dedicated to us and our shenanigans, we're in one! How wonderful! Alrighty, as stated last time, we will begin with, since some crazy shit just happened in a research facility that we dug up, with de-stressing. And we'll go ahead and start with someone who technically is not currently here. That person being Jay. So I'll jump over to my backup screen where your stress should be. And good sir, there it is. All right, I will let you know. Your stress is at half, your reckless is maxed out. So you let me know.
Like, how do I get rid of reckless, by the way?
By de-stressing, basically. It stays maxed, unfortunately, until you mess with it. And I will say, since you're not
Is
playing...
it like a one-time it's gone thing, or is it also like 2 bars at a time or something?
It's the same way. So one or 2 bars at a time, meaning you definitely don't want to fill it up. But I was thinking of adding something else, so we can discuss this later, of course. But I was thinking if a character is not used for a while, we can specifically reckless, or the middle one, your guys' emotional state. We can lower that by just 1, and just one. So it's not maxed out, and you don't have to deal with that stat flip. And that's not a roll or anything. It's just the agent's not being used, therefore we reduce it by 1, and then you can also roll 1 time. Or since the agent's not being used, we can roll for stress once now, and then if sufficient time has passed, then once again later, effectively. We'll play with it. We'll figure out how it feels. But for now, we'll just roll. So Jay, what are you doing to de-stress?
Jay is driving a car as usual, a car really hard along like the beachfront. 2 women next to his side for some reason. The sun is up. The road is making weird loops for some reason, and then he wakes up because he's still in a fucking hospital and he doesn't want to be. It was a dream. And he just squeezes the button for the morphine and goes back to sleep.
Excellent. So he's just vibing?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair. All right, with Jay relaxing and just doing his thing, go ahead and roll me Bring It Together, which is de-stress.
With cool and everything, right?
Realistically, you choose via the method, but yeah, you're trying to keep your cool now, so it's definitely a cool moment, one would say. Alrighty, which wedge would you like to remove?
Well, not terrible, I guess. I'm not sure what makes the most sense in this case.
Would your recklessness
I
go
guess,
down from
I guess
relaxing?
Normal stress right now, because he can't really de-stress his recklessness, honestly.
Okay.
So instead, he's just taking this as a quick vacation.
Alrighty, regular stress is down to 2.
When he gets out of the hospital, he'll reduce his other stress somehow.
Excellent. All right, so I'm going to remove Jay from this map, but he's on the other one, so we don't need to worry.
Does he also heal?
Yes, basically for every day he chills in there, aka every day you're not playing him, he is indeed going to heal. I'm just going to poof him for a second. And when we get back to him, he'll probably be max HP, basically. Essentially, you're in intensive care as of current, meaning you are going to heal or quickly, very quickly, actually. But there really should not be an issue in terms of him needing to heal or, running into problems, whatnot. So we can just make his harm basically 0. And then we'll mess with the rest of that later. All right, our boy's feeling better. Margot, what are you doing in your spare time?
I called my puppy sitter to bring BFF to Keva's house, and I'm doing embarrassing things with my puppy.
Okay, that's probably a better way to phrase that, but
They're not embarrassing, but they're embarrassing to me.
fair enough. Good boy, pet the good boy.
In fact, they're probably very normal.
Alrighty, realistically, I don't think you want to roll charm. You can, but this definitely seems like Margot trying to cool down. Holy shit. Alrighty, well, you can remove 2 wedges. There's not an option because you only have 1.
Then I choose that one.
I want to reduce my normal stress. Nothing happens. Exactly.
Minus 2 stress.
I want to be so stressed that I'm extra unstressed.
You're so unstressed you go back to max out and your head explodes.
Yes.
See, that would be a great mechanic if you could like overstress, but like run it down with drinking copious amounts of coffee or something.
That would be weird.
Indeed. You can specifically do this anywhere, Margot. You're choosing to invite the BFF and show off to Kaiba and everybody?
I'm fine with it.
Yeah, why not?
We're doing research in my haven anyway, so.
Yeah, we're researching and recovering, aren't we?
Indeed. So, what is so embarrassing about this while you guys are trying to research and look into this? How's Margot doing this and maybe not trying to draw too much attention to herself while also...
I'm definitely paying too much attention to BFF. With scratches and cuddles and smooches.
Any baby talk, or are you keeping that down?
Not quite yet.
Is she thinking it?
Yes.
Okay.
Unbeknownst to her, she's making some sounds.
Maybe.
Like weirdly aggressive. You're trying so hard to keep them in. It's like, what the hell is she doing over there? All right, well, fortunately, BFF exists to make you feel better, and he's doing... She? I forgot.
She, I think.
She. You think? It's your dog.
I don't remember. We haven't seen BFF in forever.
I know. Poor Bobby.
Maybe BFF transcends gender.
Exactly.
No, I definitely chose a gender. Let me see what I chose. Yes, it is a she.
Flip it over.
This is very interesting because I thought this entire time that BFF was a boy for some reason.
Oh my.
All right. She then cuddles with you and is very, very happy, Margot. You've been gone for quite some time. And she gets the feeling that, I don't know, you're feeling very puppy right now. Like puppies are on your mind. It's a very dog vibe from you. So she is giving you all the dog love, all the dog vibe possible. You are satiated.
Yes. I hate you, Maverick.
He smiles somewhere in the distance.
I think you mean he sneezes.
That too. Good old smile sneeze, my favorite combination.
He's actually standing right behind you.
No!
Until you turn around, he's not there. Oh. Alrighty. Who wants to go next? Carson or Kaiba?
Well, I'll go next.
Alrighty. Carson, remember, you can do this.
I got to go first and last. Nice.
Unless you want to go last.
I don't mind.
The party sandwich. So, reminder, Carson, you can do this anywhere. So
Anywhere?
It does not have to be here. You guys have this is your time off. It could be at your bar. It could be.
Oh yeah. I mean, I go back to my bar. I'm de-stressing by working.
Oh, great.
Continuing to work at my bar because
it's probably a comfortable, repetitive thing, right?
Yeah, so I'm working with Lila, who is like my best friend, and I'm making her give me all the tea from the time that I've been gone, and then also kind of like asking for girl advice.
Excellent. Girl advice for a particular someone that you ran into somewhat recently?
Actually, it's for a friend that I'm asking about, obviously. But yeah, definitely.
As usual.
And you have here that Lila is your oldest friend. How long have you known her for?
Probably since we were teenagers.
Oh, very nice. I forgot to mention. How old is Carson again?
He's in his 30s.
Okay, cool. Wow, you guys have known each other for a while. Awesome.
Yeah, at least 15 years, I'd say.
Excellent.
Because that seems like a solid number.
I agree. And y'all are chilling. How much does she know about the whole Sophie situation?
Oh, she knows all of it.
Okay. Well, would she get a vibe from you that you're talking about Sophie then?
Oh, it wouldn't even be a vibe. She just knows.
Okay.
She just like pretends for the sake of the conversation.
Wow,
But like
what a
I know, and she knows, and it's fine. But I can't say it out loud.
Perfect. Alrighty. So realistically, charm makes the most sense to reduce stress. You can do that or cool, whichever you would like.
Charm. I think that's more me as a person.
Yeah, it is perfectly apt to choose what you're better at. Fortunately, both those are +2. So
Yeah.
alrighty. Which one would you like to reduce?
Oh God. Cornered.
All right. Down you go, cornered. Boop. All right. Fortunately, with our little de-stressing session, we're all feeling quite a bit better now. Carson obviously getting back into the rhythm of things and reapproaching normal, discussing trivial matters that really, they matter personally, but it's not the world ending. It's not some horrible face-grabbing monster or some other question mark thing that's trying to hurt Margot, who knows what's going on there. Or a pit of flesh, or that.
Yeah, not that
Yes.
at all.
Your finger is fine, by the way. It is wrapped up. You did lose a chunk of skin, but not so much that it was horrible or you'll lose feeling in the finger. But they recommend you don't work with your hands for like a day or so if you can help it. Just let it heal, basically.
Okay.
So you won't get any stat decreases from this because you're not working now, but it's a little rough.
I think it'd be funny if I was like trying to work anyway and Lila was like slapping my hands every time.
I imagine that, yeah. Like you're talking and then as you guys are discussing, you still like reach out for someone to start working on it. And she's like, stop.
Yeah, I'm about to polish a glass and she's like,
yeah, exactly.
Don't even think about it.
It's just you're not even thinking about it. It's just natural. Your hands are just slowly reaching.
Yeah.
Must work.
Exactly.
Alrighty. Kaiba, how do you do this deal?
He'll sample.
He'll what?
He reads a book.
Okay.
Basically, yeah. I mean, that's all he does. He just goes read a book, I guess.
That works for me.
To get his mind out of the real world.
What kind of book are you shooting for?
Like, honestly, he reads anything. So, like, come up with something weird, I would say. Or mundane.
Okay. Like fiction, nonfiction?
Yeah, anything. Like, it could even be like a marketing book if you want to, but...
Oh, anything. Okay, cool. Yeah, that definitely works.
Like, he basically reads anything.
Sure. Fortunately, you were not inundated with too much stress, so go ahead and roll that for me, my friend.
Okay, in that case, I'll roll depending on what the book is.
Sure, we'll go with cool as first roll, and we'll determine how good this book is.
Sure.
Just in case. There we go.
It's not very good, apparently.
Not a great book. So we were hoping that this book would be, you have so much, you really do, and one of the reasons why you have so much information on you, which is very useful, of course. Is because some of the books you pick up maybe aren't necessarily the best in quality. They're checked, of course, prior, but sometimes you read through some and just you hit a wall of not digging this. Go and add experience, of course, Kaiba. So this whole deal, kit and caboodle, if you will, you're reading through like a very boring manual, and it's kind of just going through. We'll say like older computer repair. And it's fun in a way to, figure things out from an older perspective, how people used to look at things, maybe laugh a bit of, we had to go this far to do this. And the numbers they're mentioning, like, oh, yeah, it had an absolutely blazing RAM speed of 128 megabytes or something. It was on fire. Oh, pinnacle, cutting edge. But the author got a little emotional somewhere in the book, and there's like these weird jabs at a friend or a lover or something, and it's awkward and incredibly distracting. And you're not really sure. You're getting the feeling this was maybe a self-published book at some point, and no one edited it. This was definitely meant to be in here, but it really throws off your game, and the fun, jovial nature fades rather quickly.
And we're talking about one thing, and it just goes on a tangent on something else.
Yeah, that asshole Jeremy. It's like, whoa, what?
Last time I'm reading a book recommended by that guy, I guess.
Yeah, this one, funny in the first part, and you have better books for this exact topic, so maybe not. Other than that, we're all de-stressed. In general, we're taking some time off and we're chilling.
I guess Kaiba really doesn't get to de-stress. Oh.
Sad days. Fortunately, you're not really rocking it too much.
Like he gets to that point where he's like almost de-stressing, and then it just starts going off on weird tangents, and weird references to things that don't make sense or in jokes, like what? And he just gets more and more frustrated instead.
Yeah, and like you want to keep reading it, like no, there's no way the whole book is this. Yes, it is. Very difficult to relax. And
I want to say that Kaiba prides himself on the fact that he has never quit a book.
Oh, okay. I like that.
So he's forcing himself to read at this point, and it sucks.
Oh, that
Oh
feeling.
no.
I hate that. I try not to drop things too, but sometimes brain's like, please, you have limited time on this good green earth. Do something else.
Basically, yeah.
Alrighty, that's perfectly fine. This is basically your cue to start speed reading. All right, so we're all sufficiently de-stressed. Most of us are feeling better. Dogs are pet. People are happy. Fingers are mostly healed. We'll say by this point, Carson and Margot, you can both heal by 2 more, actually.
Heal. Sweet. Love that.
And by this point, Margot, you would have gotten a call, a message from I.C.S. effectively saying, we have some more work for you all, but we also have a particular special something due to the basically the unique items you were able to bring back to us. We were able to construct something for you all. It should be finished, but if for any reason it does not function the way it is supposed to, please let us know. We'll give you more information when you get here.
Ooh, my favorite kind of surprises. All right, guys, let's go.
Let's go.
I guess it's time to work again.
Come on, BFF, you cutie, you.
All right, I'm going to throw all the... Let's see. Ivan and Kirk they're just being healed. I'm going to throw them in a corner for now. They are doing better. You are indeed aware of that. But yes, you were called to your usual meeting room, Margot, at the primary, at least closest to you, I.C.S.
Wait, Ivan? Ivan as in the scab boy?
Yes.
Is he doing better?
Yes.
I mean, as good as you can do,
He's
having
not
all your skin
dead.
removed.
Yeah.
But I mean, he's recovering.
Yeah, they're not really sure how his body is going to be in terms of visually, at least aesthetics, after they've peeled him, I guess. So we'll figure it out. They're hoping.
Surely we have some plastic surgeons on staff.
We do, but
there's only so much you can do with a full body scab,
Yeah. Same with burns.
I guess.
And such. Plastic surgery, unfortunately, is not magic. That and there's only so much they can physically afford to, throw this guy's way. Besides saving his life, of course. They also let you guys know that some missives were basically sent to Galva Hills to vaguely explain, where Leader was, why you guys had to leave. The most convincing they can come up with. Of course, they, are also there. They're primarily there for cleanup. No one wants to find that little alcove with mirrors and such everywhere and a dead question mark thing. It's just strange in general. So most of that's been cleaned up. And as you head to the primary headquarters of I.C.S. Margot, you indeed work here. You've come here many, many a time. BFF, we'll say, is probably left home for now. He doesn't necessarily need to go to doggy daycare this very second. And
Excuse me, no, I haven't seen her for almost a week. She's coming with.
You're bringing her to I.C.S.?
Yes, in my arms.
Okay, you have a little dog.
I'm sorry, wait,
kennel,
how big is this dog?
Wasn't he very big?
Yeah.
She's getting bigger. Yes, I don't care.
She's currently baby, but growing, right?
I mean, she's probably a little bigger than baby.
Clearly,
I imagine I probably had her a few months.
About the dog. All right.
Okay, I'm not a professional on how fast dogs grow, so unreasonably large. Yeah.
Fine, she can walk beside me. I don't care.
All right. I mean, I think she'd prefer that anyway. See, you gotta walk her in, and she still looks baby. So as you're showing up, one of the guards is, "Hey, Margot," and they stop for a moment and go, "Oh, dog."
Yes, BFF.
She trained. You're all here for a meeting, right?
She's fine. Let me in.
All right. Very, very confident, very aggressive. Slow nod. All right. Make sure she doesn't make any messes. Don't let her loose. You know what will happen.
A glare. How dare you question me?
I'm not questioning you.
Why so aggressive?
BFF withdrawal.
Of course.
She's not stressed at all. Definitely not.
There's nothing dangerous at I.C.S. It's fine.
That's not true.
It's fine.
Yeah, I was like,
We're in the offices. If there's anything dangerous, we have a major problem.
Okay. Anyway, there's stuff here, Margo. You just haven't seen it, so and they tend to keep it away. So yeah, You're basically good.
Exactly. If I see it, there's a major problem.
Right.
He's not gonna, walk across the hallway and walk into the office of the Eldritch Horror.
Precisely.
Right.
Also known as the librarian. So you guys head on in with no
Nice
issue.
guy, by the way.
Very much so. Makes an excellent tea. Y'all head on in.
I'm not sure if you can call it a tea, but sure.
In their world, it is. Margaret, you know which room to meet in. You're meeting with your same handler as per usual, and they effectively have a very quick rundown for your group, along with something to give you. And as you guys head down the white hallways, past door after door after door, you come across door 3C. As you swing it open, the handler there is waiting. She is flipping through various pages. Turning a bit, she sighs and waves to your group. You notice that she has a silver box next to her. She motions for y'all to sit down.
Hello.
Hello. How are we all doing today?
I don't say anything. I'm just giving you the side eye.
I'm just like, yeah, good.
Oh, we're great. Smile, chipper.
Looks down at dog.
Scratch his dog head.
Any reason you brought your kid to work today,
Get to
Margaret?
business.
All right. You're doing well, I can see. How's your finger, Carson?
I mean, it's definitely still a finger, which, it could be worse. It could
It could not be a finger. All right, anyway, well...
It kind of hurts, though, but...
Judging by what we saw, yeah, I could very much imagine that. Oh, boy, and she has multiple folders in front of her. Alrighty, where should we start? Obviously, we have what was found, where you need to be going. We'll probably save that for last. And, a little gift we have for you. What shall we start with?
Gift, please.
Sure, why not? She flips to the second folder, looks through it real quick, and turns it around and kind of shows you some photos and such. It's effectively the bone and the good stuff that you found, the arm that was removed while it was still alive. And she said, well, congratulations. Your little group was able to, minus too much pain and blood and such, acquire a few things for us. So congratulations there. No sarcasm. I'm being quite serious. This little deal here, though, and she motions to the box, then opening it, and inside you see what seems to be a mask with... They look very similar to the runes that we found in that jawbone and hanging, because obviously we have all that shit removed. It looks very, very similar to that. And she motions to it and says, we were able to put together this little number for you all. It's undergone some testing. Nothing in the field, of course. We reserve that for your group because, well, you're all professionals. And I've not tried it myself, but according to this here, she hands you a sheet of paper. She basically says, you put it on, and depending on your acclamation, I believe, to the arts, some of it's luck, I'll be honest. We couldn't get a perfectly consistent test, but effectively, it can change your face. People will see you as you wish them to. Quite useful.
Shudder.
I would just pick it up and try it, honestly.
Are you going to put it on?
Yeah.
Okay, she puts her hand out. I was like, oh, wait! As you're doing that, let me go ahead and throw this at you guys. So, I am going to throw gear and random things at you guys. There is a new character just called Agent Gear. This way you guys can all roll for it. I do not want you guys to have to mess with individual moves being added. You guys look at the third tab over, where it says Journal. There's a little character called Agent Gear. If you open that, there is the item called the Mask of Many Faces. It says, place this mask on to blend into your surroundings. People will see you as you wish them to. Kaiba, go ahead and roll me plus weird. 11, perfect. Lucky duck. Alrighty, so at a 10 plus, the magic holds without issue. You know when it will wear off. This did not happen, but on a 7 to 9, a mixed success. The magic will convince most. There will be a minor consequence. On a 6 or less, the magic will hold, but there will be a major consequence. So it will work. Things will happen if we do not succeed, though. So, Kaiba, what face are you thinking of when you put this mask on?
Let's just go with Maverick.
Sure. And in a moment, not his physique, but his face is perfectly replicated on Kaiba's dome. And she's holding her hand out as if to say stop, but it melts you very quickly. You guys almost don't even notice it happening. The feeling for you, Kaiba, though, is An odd mixture of tingly, a quick sense of panic as the mask almost adheres to your face somewhat violently as you pull it up. If there was any apprehension upon putting it on, as if to say, maybe I shouldn't try this, without learning about it first, it almost like snaps to your face as if it were magnetic. After the tingly, zappy feeling kind of goes away, almost as if something's like massaging and rubbing your face, all of you see Maverick sitting across from you.
So how does Kaiba's physique match up to Maverick's?
He is as tall, except he doesn't have the muscle and he's more slouchy. So imagine Maverick, except without the posture.
That's weird. Maverick out of shape.
The handler stifles a laugh.
Well, thanks. At least we know it works, I guess. Works pretty damn good as well, actually.
What's it feel like?
You don't want to know, honestly.
Oh.
All magical things, they have this. They bring over some emotions, let's say. It's usually not the great emotions.
Yeah, I'm gonna pass on that one.
It's like imagine like stepping in a puddle of peanut butter.
What?
Without any boots or socks.
Ew.
Yeah, that's what it feels like.
Oh.
The handler's just nodding along like, okay.
That is incredibly unappealing.
Like, can I take it off, or is it like it stays for a certain period of time?
You rolled an 11, which is a full success, meaning you can effectively remove it whenever you wish. This item will, just so you guys know going forward, I'll let you know how long it will last. Well, sometimes, depending on how well you roll. Sometimes the consequences, you don't know how long it will last, but you don't know that it's not lasting, meaning your face will either show through or you'll be wearing a mask walking around thinking everyone sees you as something else. When you reach for it, Kaiba, you feel the mask, not the face. But you know everyone sees the face. So you know you're still wearing a mask.
I'll try to take it off and then like stop for a second and like turn my face away so you don't have to look at this, because it's probably going to be disgusting.
Judging by the sound, you're most likely correct. It's very wet, as if you... Oh man, there is definitely a comparison here. I'm trying to think of a fruit that is a little sloppy when you like unsheath it from its casing, something along those lines. But yes, it is it's very wet feeling. But interesting enough, there's no residue left on your skin, or if there is, it's dried up relatively quickly. The mask is not wet, but you get this odd feeling, Kaiba. On the other side of it was like another layer of skin or something that bound to yours, but no blood, no viscera. It's not dripping. Just a mask.
How does his face look to us?
He looks fine.
Okay, neat. What is other things?
Honestly, I'm gonna say I got lucky there because there were no side effects. Usually there are, so, well.
Are there side effects, handler?
Yes, she nods. That's why I told him not to put it on. I was going to warn you. I mean, obviously...
I have plenty of experience with these things, it's fine.
Good. Well, I can, I guess, let you know a few of the... side effects, we'll call them that we experienced upon testing. 1, it doesn't come off. 2, it doesn't work necessarily, and once again, does not come off. It can leave behind a rather unpleasant residue and smell. It
doesn't come off ever?
Oh no, it comes off, obviously. It just eventually, it might either require great strength or some sort of scalpel of some variety. This is what testing's for, though.
Scalpel?
Something sharp, I don't know.
It has to be expected.
Correct, yes. You can use this, and it's incredibly potent, I will say. Just be careful.
How does BFF feel about this mask?
Just looking at it, dumb dog face, just...
I mean, he suddenly sees Maverick, so...
She doesn't smell Maverick, though, so she's maybe a little confused?
But Kaiba is our sibling, so his blood must smell similar.
I don't know if that's how animals work.
Why is he smelling my blood? Don't smell my blood.
Don't underestimate dog noses.
I don't know if dog noses work like that.
I don't think they smell blood, though.
Whatever.
Unless I'm bleeding, but yeah.
Whatever.
I don't think they smell genetics.
But people have a certain smell.
They do, but she's not used to this one just yet. She doesn't dislike Kaiba, but you do see some doggy confusion.
Next.
Did my voice also change, by the way, or just the face?
From what you can tell, you didn't wear it long enough, but with a full success, were you to attempt to modulate your voice, it might not match Maverick's perfectly, but you do know if you thought about it for long enough, and if you've spoken with Maverick for long enough, as in you've gotten a good sample, your brain can kind of match it without needing to think too much. The longer you're wearing the mask, the easier you can acclimate to the person you're trying to copy, basically.
Nice. That's very good.
It is incredibly
I think
useful.
you need to abuse that if you can.
Just don't roll poorly.
I guess, I hope.
Alrighty.
Surely I can't roll poorly.
Oh, of course. Margo. So that is the only item she has prepared for you guys, and she sort of.
That's it?
Yeah. What else are you expecting, Margo? I just gave you a mask that you impersonate anyone. What do you want from us?
I am feeling very mixed about faces lately, all right?
You know, honestly, given what we just went through, yeah, that makes a lot of sense to me personally.
Well, that's a good thing that I'll be taking all of this for a while, I guess. Unless either of you have experience working with the weird.
Nope.
Yes.
Well, then if you want, you can lend the mask. Because I'm keeping it for now.
Go right ahead. I don't want it.
Good.
So it's more of a thematic disappointment, I'm assuming, Margo, then.
Yes.
Gotcha. We'll come up with something more explosive for you next time, yeah?
That's more my style, thanks.
Awesome. Well, sorry that in terms of goodies, all I have to offer you is, perfect impersonation ability. I'll try better next time.
I'm sure that's massively useful, but...
Okay, but if that's the most useful thing, right? Can you, throw us a bone for something that's, only mildly interesting?
Like what?
I don't know. Is this not like Costco or whatever?
No, not Costco. Definitely not. Carson, you've been working with us for a while. I mean, if you want like a knife or something or a bat or a gun, I can give you a gun, yeah.
Yeah, I just felt a little selfish asking, but whatever. It's fine. I did feel a little powerless. It's taken its toll on me. Let's not think about it. No, it's fine. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
You're good. I will say this. While we do have some things that are currently being tested, I like you all. I don't want you to test them. Understand?
Oh,
yeah.
Yes, yeah. I understand.
The mask can be bad if it, backfires for whatever reason, but not horribly bad, as in it fuses to your face permanently and, sinks into your head. That'd be horrible. Maybe it takes over your consciousness. That'd be awful.
That would be awful. You're right. I can't argue that.
Yeah, we have some things that could potentially be very useful, but it's best if we don't speak of them. And some of them don't want us to speak of them. So we're working on it, if that makes any sense.
I mean, I've read some reports. I know what you're talking about, but yeah, sure. Let's not talk about the slug.
Precisely. She nods at that and says, well, let's see, wrap up from our last little scene. So, Margo, we're not pointing blame at you or anything, but could you explain to us precisely what happened? You, unfortunately, are the only eye account witness of, what went down. And I do mean from beginning to end.
What?
Well, we have the death of an agent and then the escape of this person.
Oh. Well, he had an informant, wanted me to meet this informant. An informant was probably not human. And the man in the warehouse is an ex-human. I will elaborate more than that.
Okay. She nods along while taking notes, and she asks a question occasionally of could you elaborate here? And you do, and she goes, okay. And going back to the definitely not human informant, what leads you to believe they weren't human?
Well, his skin was gray.
Not great.
He talked funny. He kind of gave me zombie vibes, I'm gonna be honest.
Oh, okay. Was that all?
He had telekinetic powers.
And how did he use these? Words? Motions?
Motions.
Okay, and that's how he dispatched of the agent?
Yeah.
Unfortunate. And you escaped to how precisely? Did you strike him, or?
I ran.
Smart. Good. All right, well, that should be about everything. Of course, we were able to retrieve the body, mostly clear out the research facility. It's currently under lockdown. I highly recommend you do not go back there. The little bed hole thing that you all found, we're trying to figure out how to classify this precisely. It's a doozy. But yeah.
That's one way to put it.
It's on lockdown. We figure moving the bed also isn't necessarily the best idea either. We don't want to disturb the hole. We're not sure if the hole will move independent of the figure. if it's stuck in that exact space-time, or if we can move it or utilize it in some way, but we're making steps. Well, other than that, did you all have any questions regarding the facility at all?
No, not me.
I mean, any working theories on what exactly they were trying to attempt?
Oh, a few, yes. Let's see. So that individual that you found, what was his name? Randy or something? Rick? Yeah, Rick. His name was indeed Rick. We ran a blood test, and he did indeed come up as, not someone in our system, but let's just say someone in a system that we currently have access to. That was his name. Fingerprints match, dental records match. Personality, though, is completely shot, gone. Now, one of the other issues, you mentioned when you ran into him, once again, you said no longer human, used to be?
I mean, he could still be human. That's just my guess.
Well, the body is still human. What's in it might not be.
Right. We think possessed is a valid term for his current state. We're not entirely sure what is possessing him or how it came to be, but leading by all the research that we're looking at, it seems as if something in this sleep experiment coerced, allowed for this thing to take residence in his body. Same with the bed, unfortunately. We're just thinking that this entity, or a multitude of entities, attempted to take over the body at the same time, therefore resulting in a flesh hole. Yay. Fun times. Other than that, we're not entirely sure. Of course, we have the medicine that you all were able to bring back, so good job there. There was some left over besides what you were able to acquire. It's all in lockup, of course. If for any reason you need to access it, or if you have any questions regarding it, please let us know. We will not be testing it at this time, but in the future, most likely. I think one of you mentioned something about cameras.
Yes.
There were cameras in the facility, yeah. Did we actually find a, security room kind of thing?
Yes, actually, there was a security room in the final hallway, if you will. The manager's office, we'd like to think.
I'm not sure we ever checked it out, though. So
We were intending to.
No worries. We'll do the boring stuff for you. Found plenty of tapes and such. Tapes. They're on CDs, regardless. Some of it was recorded, but we found that it was, the files at least were tampered with. Days are missing. Sections of time are missing for whatever reason. We're not exactly sure what it is, but it's almost as if a really particular individual were present. And every time their presence showed up, the tape just cuts out. We're not sure what this means. It's very obviously intentional. Sometimes
Can I describe what it looked like for what's his face? Was it Finn's when he was disappearing on the camera? Was it like that?
So no, actually, judging by that is the scene is still present in its entirety, but he looks like he was like basically Photoshop scrubbed out. This is, for example, let's say the tape is moving. It's 4 o'clock. It's 4:23 p.m. It'll jump from 4:23 p.m. to 4:42 p.m. Just jump.
Oh,
Yeah. So
that's weird.
Right. That section's just gone. It's missing. And it's not perfect because she lets you know that occasionally there is a figure, presumably male, seen entering and leaving various rooms or the back room, the manager's office, that is, the third section. We can see like a foot, a hand, a portion of their head, but nothing that's enough to allow us to see precisely who they are. But it's, edited to the point where we don't know. We can kind of guess height, and that's about it.
So very quickly edited if they left in that much detail.
Yeah, it's not great. 100% intentional, though. Other than that,
Would they be able to tell if it's like they edited out later, or it was like a instantaneous, they turned off the recording for a second?
That's a really good question. It's definitely one of the two. Someone must have been in charge of either turning off the recording whenever he was present, or someone went back and very shoddily edited these. They did not attempt to leave a trail. Sorry. They didn't attempt to throw us off whatsoever. Anyone would look at these and automatically assume they were tampered with. So clearly they don't care that we know. It's whatever, it's fine. Other than that, a lot of the footage did reveal, we'll say, some things that back up our theories. Patients are given drugs. They're instructed to sleep. A machine, very similar to the one we found in the third room. Those were present in all rooms. They're just standard sleeping monitors. Some of the more special machines, though, the one that had the binary display, Well, that one wasn't attached to everyone. I don't know if there was a certain number or something that told them that the patient was in a very solid, deep sleep. One would assume. Someone messed with their physical notes too. They're all over the place. I'm sure you guys read through them. There's no names. There's just numbers and numbers and numbers. It's almost useless, regardless. From what we could find, yes, they were just monitoring people and those that succeeded, in which they saw something, which is hard to see in the recordings, but there are outlines, images. Most individuals lead to just a blank screen, all white or all black. So something special about some of these folk. I don't know if it's the individual or if it's the drugs, but they were clearly successful at least more than once.
Any idea who some of these people might be?
The patients?
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, I was able to get a couple of pretty solid faces. Our friend, bless his soul, he was right. I think he mentioned to you that people were missing, both in his cases and just in general.
Which friend?
Our one that's no longer with us, Joe Truman.
Oh, yes.
Yes. Well, he mentioned that some individuals had gone missing. It links up to this. Some folk returned home, no problem. A standard sleep test. They were paid their $50, $100, whatever it was, just to spend the night and sent home because they didn't give the research facility what they wanted. But yeah, some folk just kind of poof, off the map, gone forever. Lines up to that, so he was onto something.
All right, so what's our mission?
Oh, a lot of talking today. All right, let's see. This folder here. She takes another deep swig of the coffee and says, all right, this one is interesting. She turns and has a little projector that she flips on. It lights up the back wall. She whips out a little metal rod and points at various images. She says, wonderful. All right, I've got a little something fun for you all this time around. Have you ever heard of something called a red reel?
No.
Would I?
If you looked into more esoteric items, yes, you would have.
I mean, Kaiba would have looked into literally everything, but
Yes,
it is like something that the I.C.S. knows about. He probably knows about it, I guess.
yes, then you very much know about this.
All right. Kaiba would give like a basic explanation of what it is, I guess.
Okay. And Kaiba lets you guys all know that there are various types of red reels. These are, I would say, somewhat mythological items, definitely. They range from, well, the name is a reel, like a reel of tape, as in a movie. There are various types of these, and a very, very quick rundown is your standard red reels are basically just snuff films, and she's showing, not images of the snuff films, obviously, but she's showing images of red reels they found in the past, individuals' cases, things of that nature, maybe some things you run into in the past, Margot. But some of them are snuff films, except the individual dies in a very, very weird and or gruesome way. Not gruesome as in like dipped in acid or skinned alive. Yes, those things, but there is either an invisible entity or there is something on the tape that leads people to believe this is far too gory, and that thing that killed them, that's Photoshop. That's a movie. This is just movie magic. There's no way something like that exists. It's a puppet, basically. The fact that it's on a reel obviously leads people to believe, like, how do you edit that? And they go, oh, there's ways. Other ones that are found are basically pre-recordings, so effectively home movies, except, to put it bluntly, they get weird after a while. The person in said recording becomes very paranoid. The person in said recording believes they're being followed. These usually end with them being murdered in some way. Not necessarily in a supernatural way, but all the same, murdered. And these events, I guess, are collected on a literal red reel tape. There's a third type that are blank and are incredibly, incredibly rare. There's not much known about these, and that's kind of what I.C.S. wants you guys to look into. So essentially, they have the dark side of the web and whatnot. We're very well aware that some people try to sell these, and they're fake. Your usual bullshit. Sometimes, though, if you dig through enough bullshit, you find gold. So they believe they were hunting an item, let's say, And they have the screen name of an individual. They have a location of said individual. They believe this person knows. And after Kaiba kind of explains what the red reels are, she nods along, saying, correct, correct. Here's examples of some we found in the past. She brings up some cases and such.
He would also mention, like, the ring and paranormal activity.
Yeah,
Those
yeah.
are, of course, fake, but, same with
Yeah, she nods along to that. Like, actually, if paranormal activity were real, that'd be perfect. Yes, very boring, normal life that ends in a horrible murder, depending on the ending, I guess you watch.
Oh, God.
Yes.
Yeah.
And as with snuff films, these are highly sought after. They're collectible. Some of them are literal red reels. Others just accrue that title after being found. Now, obviously, we're only interested in these supernatural ones. Of course, murders are handled by other agencies, but we're trying to look into the ones that are, that got a little extra spice to them. That's your guys' job. We were following one, but it suddenly, unfortunately, went dark. So we'll need you to meet with, and she pauses, turns the page, and then sighs very heavily to herself. But we'll need you to meet with someone. The information's in here. Okay, we don't have his real name. His screen name was CD's Nuts, apparently. Yes.
Since this is my forte, effectively, is there a chance that I know this name?
You do. This individual is... They claim that they collect things of this nature. They sell and buy things of this nature. They have, in the past, purchased things at the last second just to be an asshole. So they're pretty well known for that. They don't even want the thing. In fact, they have released footage and images of them burning and destroying some things just to screw with people.
In that case, I guess Kaiba's face would sour a bit. Oh, that guy. Honestly, I'm kind of hoping he... Well, no, I'm not going to finish that sentence. That's terrible. We'll look into it.
Yes, please do. We have the location, well, at least his last location. It's in an apartment. It's, whatever. It's all here. And she slides you the manila envelope. Find this Nuts character, talk to him, milk him for information, and that's basically it. Obviously, however you guys want to approach this, do so cautiously. He's not a danger. But, the usual.
All right.
All right, any questions?
Was I not listening? What was our purpose with this?
We're finding a red reel.
Is it causing any harm or?
Yes.
Yes.
Their nature is that you watch it and you die, or, something like that.
So, like the ring.
Sort of, yeah. There are the two types I mentioned.
Different kinds.
Right. The two type, well, there's three. The first two, those are pre-recorded murders. Very bad, of course. This third type, we honestly don't know.
Pretty messed up.
Very much so, yes. I mean, people collect snuff, people collect illegal shit all the time.
Right.
We're aware of this. These are another level, though, and they're real. Obviously, there's a debate whether or not snuff films even exist. Most of them are, fortunately, fake, which is good for us. But this one is different. It is said to be a blank tape, and it's said to be incredibly dangerous. These almost never, and I do mean never, come up on the market. We don't know if Mr. Nuts purchased it or knows where it went, but it went dark, and so did he. He's our last contact, so we'd like you all to meet with him.
All right. Let's get getting.
Yeah, sure.
Alrighty, have fun all. And she hands you guys a little envelope, whips back around, turns off the projector, and continues going at the coffee.
All right.
All right, well, since I happen to know this guy, sadly, I guess we could start with gathering some information on the net.
I gotta drop BFF off first. I'll meet you there.
Sure. Doing Haven stuff, yay.
All right, doing research ahead of time. What primarily are you looking for?
I'm looking for, like, his recent activity. Like, what was he looking for? What was he bidding on? Is there a pattern?
Okay. What are you looking for this pattern to lead to?
Well, knowing him, he probably has, like, specific items he's interested in, like those snuffies, for instance, or anything where he can, well, basically fuck as many people as he possibly can by pissing them off. So I assume there was, like, a lot of underground noise about potentially something, and he went after it, which he ended up buying, which was the red tape. And then he suddenly disappeared. What item was being mentioned a lot?
Sure. In terms of trying to find all this, go ahead and roll me investigate, yeah. Because for the most part, mostly all this information is surface level. So you would know most of this.
Do I get any bonuses for the lore library in this case, or is that more of a post-research thing?
Perfect example. Yes, so this is literally what this is used for. So lore library is when you hit the books, which is you sitting back and, we have not a book, but a folder to go through. When you do just that, you take a +1 forward, which is +1 to the next investigative mystery, as long as the reference blah, blah, blah is relevant. So you know about this guy, and you're given information about him. So yes, this is the perfect time to use that.
All right.
Yeah, essentially whenever you're given time to look into something, you get a +1. Yep.
Okay.
Perfect, an 11. All right, cool. I'm not sure how many questions you would have. You can definitely pocket them because they're hold, but they're questions specifically related to what he was looking for online.
Yeah.
Okay. Besides the general list,
I guess a clue of what we are dealing with before we go in there.
Something that you do know, he tries to cover up his tracks for obvious reasons. But one major thing, he has been looking, at least recently, for more esoteric, supernatural type things, for a personal collection. I.C.S. kind of already knew this, but you're looking into it and you're finding a lot of blanks, a lot of duds. And while looking into this, you're also finding that he has a very odd way of technically not paying for a lot of these things. Because probably one of our first questions is, how is he affording all this? Well, answer, he's not.
Oh.
Yeah. Something major, though, that sticks out to you. And this one leads to a dead end for the following reason. He seemed to be looking for a signature or a piece of memorabilia from a streamer named Fuzzy Buns. Except this person has gone completely dark. They are just off the grid entirely.
All right, write that down, Fuzzy Buns. Also write down all the bullshit he has done to not have to pay, because he's definitely keeping that in his back pocket for now.
That is effectively what you guys find ahead of time. And knowing where he is, you can at any time swing by.
Who's Fuzzy Buns? It's a person?
Well, a streamer who disappeared basically, and apparently Mr. Nuts was collecting clips from him. Her.
Okay.
And then I have one left, and I'm keeping that in my pocket, I guess, for now, unless one of you has a question you want to ask.
Not really.
Before we leave, however, I want to roll my once per at the start of Am I in Mystery thingy. And Waifu also has one of those, right?
Yes, she does.
I do, yes.
And you have time to prepare now, so now's the time to do that.
Yeah, I get to hold 3.
Well, at least I don't have the keeper hold something for me instead.
I already had one. I'm getting rid of that, right?
A recess, yes. So you cap out at 3. What is this? The one with the plan, the beginning of each mystery. 79, hold 1. Spend the hold 1 for 1 to be where you need to be prepared and ready. Oh, very cool.
Like, I'm not sure if that's like a +1 as well, or if it's just like one time I want to be there.
Basically, you can just be somewhere you need to be efficiently. Yeah.
Well, we already know where we need to be, so I'm not going to use it on that. So I'm keeping it. And we go, I guess.
Alrighty. Are we all just headed straight there?
No, I have to drop my puppy off first.
Of course.
Did you already do that?
I assume so.
All right. Puppers has been dropped off. Your group, not too far away, fortunately. It's nestled somewhere in the middle of town. But you guys are able to find the apartment complex. You guys have the number. You don't necessarily have his photograph, but you have what is, and they make sure to underline this, what they presume to be his apartment. So it might be wrong, but it should be right. If it's wrong, just excuse yourselves. And what's our plan of attack for talking with this individual?
I will look to Kaiba. I'm not into this type of thing.
What do you mean? Do you want to scare him? That's easy enough. He has done plenty of illegal shit, honestly.
I mean, I can do that over your back if you want.
Sure, we can go in as FBI or something.
Oh.
Actually, I'll look through like the deck of ID cards the I.C.S. gave us. They gave us FBI, right?
Yeah, that's my favorite one. I don't get to use it very often.
Should we buy some dark glasses before you go in? Make it look extra serious?
I pull some out because I already had some.
Oh, have any extras?
I pull out 2.
Thank you.
Alrighty, who's knocking and leading the charge here?
Like on the way there, we'd probably like share a list of all the bullshit that this guy has pulled to basically steal stuff. You know, wire transfers, fake bank accounts, stuff like that. He's definitely not innocent. And Kaiba is very bad at the charm and intimidate thing, so Marco.
All right, I'll go ahead and knock very aggressively.
All right, you knock very aggressively at the door. And after a moment, you hear someone shuffling over. You hear a click, 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 click. Another pause, and it slowly opens. In the crack, you guys can see there is no natural light being let into this apartment, but you see what I'll go ahead and describe as mood lighting in the background, greens and blues and purples kind of pulsing in different rhythms and such, and you can hear music now flowing out from this door. The said door was doing a pretty good job at muting this music. The individual has he has very short and messy hair and big circles under his eyes. He's wearing a very baggy shirt with what seems to be an anime character on it, but you can't really see who it is because it's all kind of crumpled up. And he's looking at you all and just like, what? Who are you guys?
I'll whip out the card. Hi, can we come in?
He looks at it and looks at you and goes, oh, one of these. Okay. For what reason, may I ask?
Your illegal purchases.
Okay. He looks at the card again and looks at you guys.
Whips out a list, which like rolls down a bit, and it's just randomly listing items he has purchased and not paid for, basically.
He nods slowly along and clicks one more thing and fully opens the door. Yeah, sure, come on in.
I'll strut on in.
All right, and as you do, he whips something quickly out of his pocket and taps it a couple times. The music turns down so you can actually hear yourselves thinking. The lighting does not slow down, though. It is still pulsing, and it very much reminds you of a dance floor, if not for the walls of just stuff. He has just racks full of just technological junk, boxes, things piled up everywhere. Blackout curtains are pulled to keep any natural light out. But everything looks super messy, but you get this really weird feeling that for him, this is the pinnacle of organization. He whips back around, sits in his chair that kind of rolls away, and then he scoots back towards y'all. And motions for a couch for y'all to sit in if you'd like, and says, please be my guest.
Are there any light switches that I can flick on?
There is one next to the entryway, yeah.
Can I flick it on, assuming it's off?
Yeah, it's definitely off.
All right, I turn it on.
You turn it on, you hear it click, but nothing turns on.
Tisk.
He looks at it like, I'm sorry, what are you doing?
I really don't like the light in this place.
I'm sorry. Are you a light inspector? What are y'all here for? Purchases, I get it. Do you have a question of like, alleged purchases that I made, and what about them?
Actually, we'd like to know what you know about fuzzy buns. Oh, and no, I will not say it.
All right, that's fine. It's not that dirty. I just washed it, but all good. He pauses a bit at that and turns to you and says, what about fuzzy buns?
What do you know? Why are you stalking her?
I'm not stalking her. Wait, who are you guys?
You saw the card. Answer the question.
Yeah, FBI wouldn't be asking about a streamer that's no longer on the market. Are you guys fans?
No.
He narrows his eyes at you. Yeah, I'd notice a fan if I saw one. That's a good point. What do you want to know?
I want to know what you know.
I know she was the greatest streamer of our time and suddenly went dark.
Do you know why?
I very much do, but I don't want to tell you.
And why would that be?
It's private information. If you give me something, I'll give you something.
I'm going to crack my knuckles. That's not how this works.
Like, would we know, like, out of the research we did, like, Fuzzy One actually, like, disappeared?
Yeah, so if you guys did a little bit of research, you would see that she, on her Twitch and whatnot, she very much updated and did the whole king of caboodle. Her channel's still there, technically. It's just she hasn't uploaded in forever. Her YouTube, like, exports her official YouTube's not like her fan clips channel. That one is pretty consistent. So she streams, she uploads it. She streams, she uploads it. That one also just dark. There's no, sorry guys, blah, 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 really busy with life. Just one day, gone. One thing you did notice were you to watch some of her videos, and you guys spent some time researching. Maybe you clicked through them quickly. Her demeanor wasn't exactly as chipper in the later videos.
What about the person herself? Did she like also disappear? Like, did someone check her house or something?
So that's just it. No one knows who the person was. She wore like a lot of makeup and wigs and just a lot of crazy shit, and she was basically on a stage set effectively. So in terms of Twitch knowing this, Amazon technically, I.C.S. wasn't able to get this information. They weren't sure how relevant it really was. Because I.C.S. didn't even know about it. You found it out. There you go. So that's why they didn't look into it. So they're mainly concerned with this reel. That's basically it.
Right. I mean, then I guess I would have asked I.C.S. Well, not information right now, but ask them if they can like check into that, because Twitch has all your information, right?
Effectively,
Actual
yeah.
information, yeah. If
Yeah.
you're on payroll. Yeah. So get that checked out anyway.
They
In that
can.
case, I guess we can bullshit our way to like say, like, well, she more than went dark, which is why we're here. Trying to find information because she disappeared. And you happen to be looking into her an awful lot.
I'm looking into merchandise. What?
That might just be related. Hurry up.
All
Not just
right.
merchandise. Supposedly there are some interesting clips that you're gathering.
All right. He's definitely a little on edge now. He's not really sure the approach you guys are going for. Who would like to roll convince to try to do just that?
Me.
Can I use intimidate in here?
Oh.
You can follow up with convince, yeah.
Go ahead. You can do it, Carson.
Good cop, bad cop.
The good cop's been very quiet.
I know.
Bad cop, bad cop.
Bad cop, bad cop.
Bad for different reasons,
barely there mentally cop. Well, that's why. It's not a good day for me.
Oh my
though.
god!
Worst day for.
Oh
Shoot.
my god.
No one's rolled a 1 before. Hell yeah.
So what does that mean?
All right.
Just a failure.
Technically, you were rolling help out, but you completely shit the bed on that one.
I was
Does
not
that make
rolling,
it worse?
No, I rolled manipulate someone. Do I have to roll help out?
Yes, but a help out 1+1, there's no modifier to fix that. So we'll treat that as a help out. So I don't know what you're attempting to do after that, but the manipulate someone, I don't think you give them a -1. I think things just get bad in general. So on a mixed success on, convincing someone, they'll do it, but only if you do something for them right now to show them that you mean it. So as you guys are coming into this, maybe your intimidation doesn't come off the way it's supposed to, Margot, as in not your acting, but
I'm a little off my game.
maybe you're too into it, coming out of nowhere, and he's getting a vibe of like, you guys are full of shit, a little. And Carson, what precisely do you ask him?
I have a skill. Is it called a skill? Called Grifter. Oh, but I was supposed to be when you're about to manipulate someone.
Well,
it says you can ask the keeper what will convince this person to do what I want. And you have to answer it honestly, but not necessarily completely.
oh, there's not even a roll. Yes, okay, I can answer that. We'll pretend you did this first. Perfectly fine. When you're about to, you can ask, what will convince the person to do what you want?
Mm-hmm.
You're getting the feeling, especially looking at all the notes and all the data you guys have picked up from him, that he wasn't necessarily stalking this individual. He legitimately is a fan. He wanted memorabilia from her. So you get the feeling that if you could somehow get memorabilia, he would definitely work with you guys.
Ooh, would I know where to get memorabilia?
Possibly, yes. But now that you know what he wants, you can feel free to ask him what you will.
I guess since we're doing the good cop, bad cop thing, I could be like, how about this? You tell us something that we want to know, truthfully, and I get something for you that you want. No questions asked.
He narrows his eyes, and working off of the failure from Margot, he'll flip it on you and say, how about, since I don't trust the three of you and could call the authorities if I want, how about you do something for me and I'll help you out, because I don't think you care about fuzzy ones.
You might be right. What do you want?
I want something from her. I would like her signature, to me specifically.
To you?
Yeah, I want you to get something signed for me, if you can.
Do we even know if she's still alive?
We don't.
You know, she is.
All right.
Fine.
We'll make it happen.
Oh, perfect. He very
This
happily...
is a binding contract, though,
Of course, he whips back around and says, of course, I'm not a fool. He whips around really quick, kind of shoves his arms into one of these giant holsters for just boxes and things. He digs around a little and somehow pulls up like a perfectly folded, non-creased shirt with her very, very cartoony face on it. And he flips it around and shows it to you all. And the lights are like dancing off of it. And he very gently holds it again, puts it in like a little, shirt box that you'd buy from like a Kohl's or something, like a gift box.
Perfect.
He says, all right, if I can trust the three of you, I know where she's located. If you can get her to sign this for me, I'd greatly appreciate it. And I don't know what you want to know, but you guys are really ballsy. So I think I kind of want to tell you.
I hold my hand out for the shirt.
Perfect. He smiles and he hands it to you and says, don't lose that, and don't think you can hold it against me. I have extras.
All right. Give me the Addy.
Perfect. He turns around, starts jotting something down, and as he hands you the sheet, his handwriting is almost indecipherable. But if you turn it at the right angle, he smiles very widely and says, I've been following her for quite some time. I know, partially, why she went dark. But I'm going to be blind. I don't think I could talk to her in person. She's too much. She's too powerful for me. You know what I mean? So, y'all get this?
Sounds like you have a crush.
I mean,
no, he's just a closet dwelling weep,
I was about to say, if I give him a once-over, is he super nerdy, ugly, unsure of himself?
Is he like real basement dweller?
I'm not in a basement. I own this apartment.
Yeah, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, well, okay. Initial description was, yeah.
I do say it kind of like a joke, though.
Yeah.
Because, just being clear, like, people who live in basements are fine. Not a social commentary.
But stereotypically, he kind of hits the stereotype. He's got the heavy, bags under his eyes, short, messy hair. The shirt he's wearing is like 1 or 2 sizes too big. And now he's moving around. It has Kagome on it from Inuyasha. And
hey, how dare you say that? I have stuff with Kagome on it.
I'm not saying, hey, Kagome's awesome. And
she's you need to tell us.
Striking a battle pose.
Perfect.
Excellent.
My good choice.
And but yes, he very much indeed looks like a nerd. He does live alone though. The apartment's not too big. It looks much smaller than it actually is because there's so much shit in this room. But yes, he looks like a weeb.
All right. I take the shirt and the note that he wrote. Can I pass it to... Oh, actually, what kind of person are you, Kaiba?
In what way?
Would you, if I handed it to you, would you use it, or would you be like, ooh, why are you handing this to me? Like, what kind of person are you?
I mean, I would just take it, and I would definitely stuff the shirt away because I don't want to look at it.
Yeah.
Look at the card down. Paper.
Yeah, I'll hand you the card. I'm going to put the shirt in my backpack.
You created the character to be more like, kind of like a Giles type character, right?
Basically, yeah.
Yeah, then I'll hand you the card.
Like slightly more field work, I guess, but he can't fight for shit, so
Gotcha.
Hello, John.
He has all the tools.
Excellent. As you take that, you know that the information is on this piece of paper. It's just he didn't really think that his handwriting is like a bomb going off, so it's legible technically.
Fine.
Is it actually legible, or are we going to make some mistakes trying to figure it out?
I would definitely take like some time to decipher it while we're in the room, if it's actually legible. But yeah.
Yeah, I would do that.
Kaiba, you have deciphered enough runes and like dead languages and such that this isn't impossible, but harder than it should be. You're not sure how. I mean, obviously, he doesn't necessarily need to physically write anything out, but you can read it. You know what it says.
Oh, man, you should really stick to typing things out.
Yeah, I tend to. I haven't written something in a while. I'm not even sure why I had that pen on me, but hey, whatever.
So did you want it written out to CD's nuts?
He smiles widely.
Give us your actual name this time.
Yeah. Screen name, please, and thank you. Would appreciate it.
What a humiliating name.
Did you say that out loud?
You know what? Instead, I'm going to say that's definitely a username for sure. That really tracks for you, I think.
I was going to get a new one, but this one kind of stuck with me, and it apparently pisses people off to get, bamboozled by CD's nuts, so why not?
You know what?
You definitely have a track record.
Yeah.
He actually very smiles. Very, very, very proud smile at that one.
I like that. I mean, he's definitely kind of creepy, but you know what? That's fine.
As you guys are kind of heading off and doing your thing, so I can prepare for your inevitable return, what do you want to know exactly?
All right, we're looking for an item you were attempting to purchase. A certain red reel.
Contact? So, question: Fuzzy Buns went dark, right?
Yes.
Is she trackable by us?
You guys have her address. You have your exact address. You guys will be able to find her.
So we do know where she is.
Yes, he gave you her address.
Okay. I say we get getting then.
I want to know about the red reel he tried to purchase.
Okay. And did you say something when she said all three you talked at the exact same time? So
I just wanted to ask like if they gave us a name of the specific tape they wanted to track.
Okay. It doesn't have a name, but they are known as red reels.
Yeah.
This one they think
no
is
tag or anything or code name.
No. So weirdly enough, this one is, I mean, you can call it a true red reel, but realistically, it's a blank red reel. So were you to ask someone about like a red reel, they'd be like, oh yeah, I've heard of them, blah, blah, blah. A blank one, though, those are exceptionally rare. So if you were to bring that up in conversation with people who know about it, that would definitely perk some ears up.
You know, I know that we're talking about this in casual conversation, but that's actually really creepy.
What is?
Oh yeah, and they exist as well.
That
That's
they
the
just
creepy part.
exist and that it's a thing and that we're definitely talking to some guy who's like all about it.
That's the dark web, baby.
And
Indeed.
And here we are getting him an autograph.
So, so you bring that up,
Yeah.
Margot, and he pauses. He narrows his eyes at you, and he nods and says,
I mean, I did say we were here about both fuzzy buns and your illegal items.
I wasn't sure what you meant. All right. I don't know who y'all work for, but you don't need to be a fan of fuzzy buns. You're a fan of something else, though. Depending on how quickly you get back to me, sure, I'll dig up some information for you. Why not? You seem like interesting folks.
Yeah, well, we love to make a contact.
Perfect. Well, y'all can peace out and do your thing, and I'll be here. Door locked.
Yes, you will. All right, bye.
Sure.
All right, peace. Have fun.
I'm gonna glare as I leave, but I think it's best I keep my mouth shut right now.
He's staying
You
in
know
his.
what's funny? Before Waifu and Carson brought out their special abilities, I was also gonna mention one of mine. You have a stockpile of mythical, rare, monster-killing weapons and items. And this guy is a troll, so, you know.
Yes.
Sets him on fire.
Yeah.
That's a good joke.
But yes, so you as you guys head out, he's kind of following you, still sitting in his chair, running with his legs along the ground, just like turbo scooting at you all. And as you head out, he gives you like a mock bow, closes the door, you hear it lock multiple times.
Wait, hang on. As the door is shutting, I'm gonna say, when we return, you better open up. Those locks aren't gonna stop me.
Chill, relax. I got a little eye hole and I got a little robot to watch you. Don't worry. I'm not gonna forget the faces of you three.
All right, I'll turn away and walk away.
Spicy firecracker, that one. My
He's-
God.
While we're walking down the stairs, I'm like, we've already got him. It's fine.
Is that what you call a nerd?
A nerd? No.
Oh no, he's worse than a nerd, trust me.
How dare you
Okay.
say that?
Even in the down under where I live, he's considered scum.
Noted.
Yeah.
Alrighty, as you guys are now in the daylight and can see much more proper information, still borked but legible, specifically by you, Mr. Kaiba. And you read that the location of this individual, Fuzzy Buns, real name Etta McWright, she is located in apartment number 301 at a location called Serene Falls.
Then I guess that's where we go, right?
That's where we go.
Okay. When Kaiba relays this information to you, Margot and Carson, how did the two of you respond, suddenly realizing that this is where Graham lives?
I was about to say, why does this sound familiar?
Yeah, I was gonna say. Where is his what?
Oh, he really is from a different dimension.
Hold up. What address?
I'll relay the address again.
Okay, hang on. Which apartment does Finn live in?
Yeah.
I got a whole deal right here already. Finn was in 204. Graham was in 202. Etta is in 301. Etta is Fuzzy Buns.
All
So
right.
Etta is one floor up.
Yes.
I wonder if Graham went back home to his apartment.
You mean like in a different dimension?
What?
What?
It's possible. I'm just saying. The entire building might be, I don't know, from a different dimension, I guess.
I'm sorry.
Oh
What?
my-
What?
Anyway,
what
we're gonna go ahead and call Graham and ask him, hey, do you know Ada? Your upstairs neighbor, I think, right?
As a genuine question, does this apartment building feel like a liminal space?
I mean, yes.
The
Or is that
design,
because all apartment buildings
That's
kind
all
of feel
apartment
like
buildings,
it?
yeah.
Okay. Okay.
yeah. In general, I would say the vibes are a bit weird. but that's kind of all apartment buildings. And I did
Okay.
mention that in general, the construction is definitely different compared to most apartment buildings you've seen. Like I said, each room is for some reason 2 floors, making this technically short apartment building very tall.
That is a very bizarre setup.
Like you
But
could
alright.
probably also, assuming he's not knocked out, call Jay about this because he literally saw the ledgers.
Yeah, I'll give him a call.
You know what? Just for fun, I'm gonna leave it to the keeper to decide whether Jay is currently knocked out or not.
Hmm.
By this point, he should be awake, or otherwise he's in trouble.
I mean, I won't say abusing, but he's definitely abusing the morphine, so you know.
If he's abusing it, that's up to you. But the doctors would recommend that you don't need to at this point. You're definitely doing a lot better. It's been about 2-3 days,
Sure.
so yeah.
But he has access to it, so he's not going to say no.
Is Jay an addict?
No, he is a pleasure user.
Okay.
He knows his limits. But
Okay.
let's just say there is a non-zero chance that he isn't entirely lucid when you call him.
I will first call him and then call Graham to see if he is home in his apartment.
Okay, who are you calling first?
Jay.
Ghostbusters.
All right, you go ahead and ring Jay, and he's mostly lucid.
Yeah.
Jay, hey, we have a reason to go back to Serene Falls. Do you remember?
What do you mean we?
Me, Carson, and the new guy, Kaiba.
Oh, thank God. I was enjoying this here. Why?
Technically not a missing persons case, but somewhere along those lines.
All right, and why are you telling me this?
Did you happen to come across the name Etta McWright in apartment 301? You were looking at the ledgers, right?
If I believe so, yes. Upper neighbor of Graham, I believe. Lived
Yeah.
there for how long?
We'll say she's been there around the same time as Graham, maybe a bit longer.
Yeah, and she has been paying like her dues on time and all that, right?
Mm-hmm. She's very good, actually.
Yeah, I'll probably just say that. Like, yeah, she's been there for about as long as Graham has paid, well, her rent on time every single time. No issues whatsoever. Apparently,
An incredible tenant.
yeah, apparently the guy actually really enjoys him because he's more than just on time.
Anything else that might have stuck out to you?
I mean, other than being exceedingly normal and clean. Not really.
All right. Thanks. How you feeling, by the way?
I need another hit of morphine.
All right. Just don't overdo it, bud.
Oh, don't trust me, I know. I know my limits. I'm almost
All right.
there.
See you later.
Click.
Question the pause slightly. Oh, I don't. Trust me.
I clicked the wrong thing, sorry.
Call Graham.
All right, you ring up Graham, and he answers relatively quickly. Hello?
Graham, it's me.
Wow, you sound very chipper, Margot. What's up?
I got to see my puppy today. Do you happen to know an Etta in your apartment complex?
Not personally. Why?
Room 301? Do you know anything about her?
Oh, room 3. Yeah, the one above us. We're already on a pretty good, by we, I mean, our little group. To dispense with rumor, I guess, some folks say, for whatever reason, there's no one in the apartment. There definitely is. She doesn't like coming out. I've almost never seen what she actually looks like.
Is she loud? I've heard she's a streamer.
No. If you asked me, I'd say there's no one in that room.
That quiet.
Really?
Yeah, like I said, I've never seen her, and well,
Oh, makes
You,
sense.
you never hear creaks or anything?
Not even once.
Well, I hear creaks occasionally. Y'all know this apartment complex is laid out pretty weird. She's not directly above me. She's one like diagonally. So yeah, I'll hear sounds sometimes, but because she's not above me, I don't really hear like jumping around.
Who's in the apartment next to him?
Next to who? Graham?
Yeah.
Who
Who would be technically living under her apartment?
Under her apartment would be 201, and it's not a name I brought up before. No one important.
So we couldn't like ask them if they've heard anything.
Oh, you can. It's just it's not anyone we've brought up before.
Okay.
It's a random person, so you'd be knocking on a random person's door, basically.
You know what? I think that we could do that though. We could be like, hey, just doing a. There's definitely a word for it.
My brain wants to say vibe check, and that's very much not it because you said the word check.
I need to vibe check the upstairs neighbor. No, it's a wellness check.
Bingo. Yes.
And we could be like, hey, we're doing a wellness check. Have you heard any sounds coming from the room of the apartment above you?
We'll
something?
say that if no one answers, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, we could use the same excuse for actually knocking on it as well, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Or door, rather. We shouldn't be knocking on our walls.
All right, Graham. Well, are you home at the apartment?
Yeah, I'm just kind of chilling. Why? What's up?
Have you considered joining I.C.S. yet?
It's on my docket, but I gotta quit my current job. I'm sure they don't want me just dropping randomly.
Fair. If you decide not to, you might want to move.
What? Why?
Because there's something fishy about your apartment. 2 weird things happening in a span of what? A year is sus.
And actually very close to your apartment, interestingly.
I mean, there aren't that many rooms, so I guess that makes sense. I'll keep an eye out, definitely.
Well, I mean, we're actually on our way there now. You can meet us if you want, or you can ignore us. It's your choice. I don't mind.
Sure. I feel like someone who doesn't want to be seen doesn't want 4 people knocking on their door. So in terms of y'all talking with her, I'll stay out of it. But if you want to swing by, I'm here. Yeah, I know you're working, but
all right, cool. Later.
Yeah, I feel like 3 people is probably a lot.
Alrighty, and after not too long, your group arrives at Serene Falls. It looks the exact same as you remember it.
Do we need to talk to the manager? Hi, we're back for another weird occurrence.
Entirely up to you.
The manager doesn't know what we are, so probably not. Besides, I think Jay told him that, he might see us come by a few more times to check things out.
Oh, that's true. We can also say we're visiting Graham, I guess, if he asks.
True, but why would we
became friends. The dude's real cool.
Well, currently, you don't really see anyone outside, so.
All right, so we'll just go in.
Basically, wellness check is what we're going for.
Yeah.
Sure. Your group has on up. You knock. You hear a crying child in the distance, and then and then the doors open. Just a woman answers very clearly, rushed, and she looks like she already wants to go back in. She goes, yes.
Hi, are you busy right now?
Yes, I'm in the middle of cooking something and watching my child. What can I do for you?
We received a concerned call about your upstairs neighbor. And we just wanted to know if you had heard anything strange or if you'd heard anything at all from that apartment in the last week or so.
A couple of emotions dance across her face. She looks very concerned for a moment. And she says, is that why it's so quiet up there? Is she dead? Something happened?
Well, no, ma'am. We're not assuming anything. This is just a wellness check.
Just a wellness check. We just want to make sure that, once we go up there, that we have an idea of maybe whether or not something had occurred beforehand.
Okay, sorry I jumped to such a conclusion. It's just she doesn't really make any noise. I know there's someone up there. I occasionally hear her moving around, but for an apartment, I mean, I guess she's a great neighbor. She doesn't really, like I said, she's very quiet, which is great for my baby because she turns and you just hear, it's just nonstop. It's like, oh, yep, it's feeding time, so.
You said I don't want to keep you too long, but you do normally, you hear some stuff up there.
At least in the past, yes, I would assume it's her at least. She's not loud.
Okay.
So.
Has anyone complained?
No. What I mean is she's incredibly quiet to the point where I would never complain.
Okay, cool.
She's a great neighbor, like one of the best, actually. In fact, sometimes my neighbor to the, she points at Graham's room, a little loud sometimes, excitable, that one.
Yeah.
If you're gonna talk to anyone, talk to him. Don't be rude.
Oh, we already did.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
He seems nice, but sometimes he's a little loud.
No worries.
Yes, we noticed that.
Yeah, don't worry about that. We have definitely already checked in with him.
Perfect. Was there anything else you all needed?
No, just wanted to know if you had heard anything. That's all.
Have you
seen her in the?
Yeah, have you seen her?
No, I don't know what she looks like. Sorry.
Truly, never seen her.
No, I'm not really too nosy. I'm, busy with stuff. So, life.
That makes sense.
All right.
Keep you any longer?
Okay. She smiles, gives us a quick bow, and then closes the door to reattend to her child. Whatever she was cooking on smelled quite nice, and that wafts as you guys sort of look about. And once again, there's no one really roaming amongst the stairs and such. You all seem to be alone.
My stomach growls.
Nice.
I may have skipped a meal or two.
Oh, did you guys ever check out how many floors this place has?
We definitely did.
Did you walk all of them?
One of us did, right? Was it Jay who did it?
You might have, yeah, to like
Oh,
double check names and such. That would make sense.
I think Jay did.
Okay. It just makes sense if this really is some kind of weird building, but from the outside it also had like 4 floors.
Yeah.
Yes. Weirdly tall, but yes.
There's some sort of weird time-space dimensional stuff going on.
I mean, I am half tempted to scour the net for the blueprints of this place, honestly, but there's definitely something off about it. But maybe it's just an old building, who knows?
I mean, I do say I don't believe in coincidences, but they do occasionally happen.
I mean, they especially happen when it comes to our line of work, sadly.
Yes, sadly. All right, so now I want to go upstairs to 301.
All right, and how are we tackling this?
Knock on the door, wanting to do a wellness check.
Yep.
Okay. Are you leading, or is Carson leading again?
I'm going to shove Carson in front.
Charm.
Oh, sounds great. Yeah, I got you.
Carson's got some eye candy going on, right?
How dare you say that to me? But the answer is
He
yes.
does.
He's a handsome man.
We have abused this fact multiple times already, so yes.
Yeah.
This is a good
Go,
point.
Carson.
Look, it's what I've got going for me, and that's fine. Like, I have accepted this lot in life, and I've chosen to use it well.
Perfect.
So I go ahead.
Yeah, your group heads on up, and as you walk by Cram's room, you can hear he's listening to something too loudly. You guys head on up the stairs, which, as mentioned before, every single apartment is 2 stories for some odd reason. So yes, these stairs are quite a bit longer to get to the 3rd floor, but you do eventually get there. To be super clear, yes, there are only 4 floors, so you don't see anything past that, both on the floor and up here. And your group knocks on room 301 of Etta McWright. You hear absolutely nothing. You wait a moment, and then you hear a little mechanical chime, like a toot toot toot. And then you can see next to her door is a little monitor, and next to that is basically a mic. And you just hear a voice that probably said something, but you couldn't really make it out. And then she clears her throat. You hear it click off, then click back on, and just a hello.
Hi. Are you Etta?
Yes. What can I do for you?
We received a concerned call about the person living in this apartment. So we just came here for a wellness check to see how you were doing.
I'm doing fine. Just busy today.
Glad to hear that you're okay. According to standard protocol, we do need to come inside and see if there's anything, inside the apartment that might be cause for concern.
Another pause, and go ahead and roll me convince as she's thinking.
Oof.
Alrighty, a 10, full success, no issues. Clearly, cogs are moving in her brain. The little mic chimes on again, and she says, "Oh, okay, sure. How many of you are there?"
So it is me and again, out of game.
I mean, you
should
can
only
go in.
one person go in?
Like, I think it's one of those things like, if you don't want all of us to come in, we can stay outside and only one of us can come in.
Yeah, I think that sounds good.
Like, yeah, you have to be like super careful with like wellness checks. And
Yeah. I guess I would say that then, that there are, 3 of us here, but only one of us really needs to come in to survey the room. Whatever is at your comfort level.
You sound very soothing and calming to her. So with a full success, she'll allow all 3 of you in, but a mixed success definitely would have been probably just one of you. And she pauses and, yeah, sure, give me just a moment. And you hear it click off, and the door unlocks. She opens it, but doesn't like fully open the door. She kind of just leaves it just sort of hanging. And then after a second, she opens it all the way, but you don't see her. The door is just open, and she peeks from around the corner of the open door and just kind of waves at you. You only really see like half her face. It's hidden behind mostly hair.
Does she look okay? Me suddenly being like, maybe I do need a wellness check.
Hard to tell. She has, from what you can see from here, she has very messy hair. Her clothes are incredibly baggy. She's half hiding behind the door, so it's kind of hard to see what's going on there. But she's full on, I just got out of bed. Really baggy shirt, really baggy pajama pants. She's got little like flip-flops on. and her hair is covering like a good portion of her face, but she's trying to fix it after she sees you, but she's allowing for most of it to cover her hair, and she's mostly looking down and just says, "Yeah, you can come in."
All right, I guess we go in.
All right. As your group comes in, she peeks around the corner real quick to see if anyone else is out there. She closes it. She goes to lock it and then looks to your group, kind of moving around to like the kitchen area, half hiding behind a wall, leaning against it, looking at your group, and says, "Okay, what can I do for you exactly?"
Okay, so Carson is allowed to wander the room, but me and Kaiba have to stay by the door.
You got a full success, so the three of you can do what you need to. Just be normal, obviously.
Like, I think Kaya probably wouldn't try to wander. He would try to seem as harmless as possible, I guess.
Yeah, I think I agree with that. I'll stay by the door and let Carson do the wandering.
I am not entirely sure how this is supposed to go from the wellness check
I mean,
to the autograph.
You're gonna want to check. Oh, it's a good point.
Kaiba's gonna give you like a clipboard with standard questions, I guess.
That is a pipeline.
Like, how are you feeling?
Damn. How are you feeling today?
Is anything wrong with you? Are you feeling,
Wait,
any complaints with your health or any medication you take? Any trouble with your neighbors? Any trouble with other people in your work environment?
Yeah.
How is your work environment?
All of that. How is she feeling about that?
Basically, anything from mental
I take
to
a quick look around also.
physical health.
Saying that.
Okay. While you guys are, very nicely asking these questions, she isn't necessarily trying to hide from you. You get the feeling this is just a natural response. She's not really thinking about it, but she's kind of, picking at her nails and kind of like rubbing her fingers and just looking at you guys very, very fiddly and fidgety as she's speaking with you all. As you look around the room, Carson, something pretty quickly that you notice is the rooms are fairly identical. Not exactly, but very, very damn close. This room is almost an exact duplicate of the room that you guys just saw prior with 201. With that woman you could see just beyond. There was like a little, rocky seat for the baby, bunch of toys out, there's a television, and past that you see a big window or like window door, the sliding ones that would lead
Real
to
big window?
Yeah, from 201. You notice that you notice that Graham had it as well in the back. That basically leads to a balcony. You guys have seen the back side of this apartment complex, so effectively every single room has a balcony. Something very quickly you notice about hers is her balcony is effectively just completely closed off. There are bookcases in front of where the glass would be, and then like blackout curtains behind them, so no lights coming through whatsoever.
Is there anything in the room that would indicate that she's fuzzy buns?
No, in fact, her apartment's very clean, very boring, very.
Despite the huge bookshelves in front of the windows.
That part's weird. That stands out.
What about a computer setup?
There is a computer, but it doesn't scream streamer to you. It is a regular ass computer. The only thing that you notice as you guys are kind of like walking around the room a little bit, in the entry, you can't really see too much.
All right. In that case, I actually do want to wander around.
Yeah, I mean, I would try to like keep her in place, I guess, asking questions. So you can do that.
Yeah, and as you guys are moving about, she's keeping an eye on all of you. As she is answering the questions, some she doesn't really feel super comfortable answering, like medication you're on and such. Like, I only tell that to my doctor. Other than that,
I just nod along, like, that's fine.
Yeah.
Medical secret, you don't have to tell me.
Yeah, so
she's just making sure you're taking, if you have any.
Of course.
Well, I would phrase the question, are you able to get your medication if you need it?
Yes, she would answer that, definitely.
Yeah.
So
it would definitely be like nondescript as possible, I guess.
With that number of questions that you guys threw my way, if there are any particular ones you actually want to know the answer to, just ask. I'll have you roll investigate to see if you can get the answers to those. Otherwise, I can just say they're answered.
Yeah. Like, honestly, I would probably slowly slip towards the reason why we're here. Like, we have documented that your work used to be as a streamer, and you appear to have entirely quit any presence at all. Is this for any specific reason? We know there's have been a lot of, e-stalking and things like that going on. We want to make sure that's not the case in this case.
When you bring this up, she very much breaks eye contact with you, but answers the question from like behind a pillar in the kitchen. And then kind of to the other side. It's sort of an open concept. So when you turn left, you can enter the kitchen, and then there's I forget what it's called, like a little kitchen dine-in set area just above where the oven is. So you can kind of pop food there and people could eat while they're watching you cook and whatnot. And the other side, there's another pillar when you walk through that and go to the bedrooms, basically. But she's kind of hiding behind that general area. And as you ask that, she breaks eye contact with you, moves around them, and says, yeah, it wasn't really fitting my schedule anymore. It wasn't fun. So I just work from home regularly now, just working on things.
I understand. Well, I won't pry, but we are here to help. If there is anything external that was pressuring you to make this change, please let us know.
It was handled. It's fine now. It was a while ago. It's okay. Thank you, though.
Oh God, I just don't know how to get to the shirt. We're being so careful about this wellness check. Now I feel bad for lying, but it's fine.
Does she look anything like the streamer?
No, definitely not.
Is it like one of those things where they have like an AI character?
She's not a VTuber or anything. She 100% was herself. She just dressed up quite a bit. It'd be difficult to tell if this, because obviously everything were it, to be here, it's all taken down. So like her background, her like crazy computer setup, all that is gone. The only thing that would remain is you do see like a lot of LED lighting in her computer case, but it almost looks like there was a pattern or something going on in there and it was taken out. The lights specifically. The rig looks really nice, actually, like really nice. She could probably run any modern game for the most part. And that's something you notice very quickly. But her chair, boring, desk, boring. The monitor is nice and big, but there's no camera setup. There's no mic setup. None of that at all. It is just a really nice computer, pretty good monitor, boring desk, chair, everything. She doesn't have any fun like widgets on her desk. It's just stuff. She has a very clean apartment, actually.
I'm thinking about asking her to verify her signature, just in case. Hey, we're semi-concerned that you're not actually who you say you are. So can you, write this on this piece of paper? I don't know.
Would that be
she would probably
weirder?
write her actual name and not Fuzzy Buns, though.
That is true.
If that's what you're going for.
But does he want Fuzzy Buns to sign it?
Pretty sure he does.
He does want Fuzzy Buns to sign it with his name on it. And that was a CD's nuts thing.
Ah,
Like we could just have her sign something and...
I know, he is kind of a scumbag.
Yeah, he definitely is.
And actually, you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, kind of weirded out that he has her address.
I mean, he did say he knew why she stopped, right?
Yes.
Yeah, he did.
Maybe we could be like, oh, this is a pretty nice computer. I don't know, like, what were you streaming as? Or I don't know.
I mean, we could ask her about her current employer and see, verify things.
Sure, you can go ahead and roll me investigate regarding like her past. And for her current employer, she basically let you know that she employs herself. She basically works in graphic design, effectively designing like logos and such. Effectively freelance, but it's been working out for her. So
that makes sense.
12, excellent. All right, you can ask one really specific question, 2 vague ones, or the monster questions aren't as relevant in this exact situation.
All right, serious question to the trio here.
The tribe.
If would it be weird if I was like, actually, like, you look really familiar. Are you this streamer? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, would that be a good segue? Or would that be weird? I would never, I would personally, as a person, never do that to somebody. I mean, but maybe Carson would.
She already knows that we effectively know who she is as a streamer because we are under the guise of, like, we're the wellness team from Amazon, I guess. Or whatever the variant of Twitch is in this universe.
Right.
We don't necessarily have to know which streamer.
Yeah.
It's called Switch. No, I'm just kidding.
It's Switch. You can be either a bottom streamer or a top streamer.
Verse streamer. Now that I've rolled so well, I'm not sure where to go with this. This is the deep investigation roll.
Yeah,
So.
I mean, this area. Well, this is basically a side quest, so we can, like, is this something supernatural in general, or is this just literally a side quest with some shenanigans going on?
I don't think it's just a simple side quest.
Yeah, well, it doesn't feel like a side quest to you. That doesn't mean much,
This is very true. We don't know God's planning.
Quick, while God is away.
Exactly.
What? Check his notes? I don't know where they are.
Check his notes.
Yeah, you do trust your gut, right? Could you do like a vibe check?
So trust your gut is a different thing. However,
Oh.
I could do trust your gut too. But they're technically separate things. Trust your gut would give me like a direction to go in.
Yeah, it's the same as I have.
Yeah. Which I can use that. That's not necessary.
And you
Maybe
can
I
use
could
it,
go
yeah.
to something in the apartment that might lead to an answer.
You definitely can, yeah. If I let you ask a question and I deem the question to be valid and you fully succeed, it may be weird and somewhat unrealistic sometimes. But like I said before, you don't need to come up with the exact combination of words to not sound offensive. I know this is a really weird, be careful what you say. In this sense, whatever you say is going to succeed. You roll the 12, no matter what you got it, basically.
Yeah.
Well, because I want to be able to get her autograph so that we can get the stuff from the other guy.
Could you realize that, oh, I think I know who you are. My little brother's a super fan. Could you sign this?
Like, it would be kind of unprofessional to do it at this point, so like do it at the end, I would say. But
Yeah,
also going
Yeah, we could do that.
Actually, you know what? That's a good plan.
Yeah.
How about I do...
Also, you have charm, so you can probably persuade it better than me.
Same.
Okay, so I'm going to use that for the end of the apartment check. But could I try doing the trust your gut thing to see if there's anything in the apartment that might lead me to, like, you know...
Also, actually, before you do that, I want to check all the windows. You know, like a check to make sure everything's locked or not broken or damaged or signs of something. And then I also like to check the food supplies and, you know, like, are you getting enough food regularly? Do you know how the plans for like to escape in case of a fire?
Sure. While you're checking the food and such, she's definitely helping, you know, to point it out for you and whatnot. And she has a reasonable amount of food, I would say. She definitely cooks for herself, but nothing extravagant. Very simple.
Nothing outdated.
Nah, nothing outdated. So she, in terms of feeding herself, she's definitely taking care of, you know, her general like well-being. Maybe what she's eating isn't necessarily like, you know, on par, a little too much ramen and things of that nature, too much instant food and fried stuff. But regardless, it's, you know, it's food. So that's all fine. In terms of like windows being locked while you guys are asking her questions, you're kind of poking at that, and she's definitely side-eyeing you as you're doing that. When you say like windows and doors, are you also checking the overhang, the balcony?
Yeah.
Okay. As you move in that general direction, mid answering question, she stops, and because it's behind a bookcase, she says, "You don't need to check over there. You can leave that alone."
I think it's better if we don't push anything. But that's just me.
All right. There's no damage to the windows or anything?
No, they're fine. It's all locked up.
Mm.
All right.
Can I now do trust your gut after that?
I was gonna continue my questioning of her. Like, can I ask why the bookshelves are in front of the window?
Sure. Are you looking for? Are you just like shotgunning for trust your gut, or are you looking for something in particular?
I was hoping my search would help. I guess it's a help out action, an initial help out action.
Just want to see if it leads me to anything that could indicate like a supernatural thing or like something that leads to how she left, maybe?
Sure, we'll go in tandem with what's happening. Go ahead and roll that for me real quick.
I knew it.
Hell yeah.
I knew it.
All right, go to Marcus.
I stumble and I run into the bookshelves and everything falls down.
This is a success, but all right.
Alrighty, what is a failure for trust your gut?
It leads me to somewhere dangerous.
Oh boy. Okay.
You fall off the balcony.
Yeah.
Bye.
I shouldn't have pushed it. My 12 was too good. It could only have ended like this.
We will say after Margot went to go look at them, and Kaiba, you asked, you know, why is that situation looking like that? And she just says, "Oh, I needed more real estate, basically, for my books. I'm a collector. I like to read a lot."
Is that an obvious lie? Like, there's definitely other walls you could put it on. Or?
Probably. In general, I'm not going to say you've never seen this, but it's not even a little weird. You don't put furniture in front of windows like this. It's not a window, it's a door. Like
it's a weird choice design wise.
It's a sliding door. It's also dangerous if it were to like lean back. It's somewhat taller, but yeah, if it leaned back or something got pushed, it'd go through the window. It's horrible design. It also looks super weird. If she believes in feng shui, we'll say she doesn't. She's violating. Stop, criminal! You violated the law of feng shui. So after you ask all
Bad
that,
karma.
yeah, super bad karma. After all that's asked, I would say, Carson, yeah, you know what? This is weird. This is incredibly weird. It's so weird that you definitely need to go look at it.
Oh, God. I just got part of my finger chopped off, but all right.
By this point, she has looked away from it because you guys have already asked twice, and she basically said, leave it alone, it's fine. And I just needed more space for my books, and we all take that as gospel and move on. She answers some more questions. Margot, you move to the other side of the room, so she's eyeballing you, and she does not see Carson wander his way the other direction as you're going to look at these bookcases. And yes, they are indeed full of books of all kinds. Comics, fiction, nonfiction, everything. She's got all the good stuff here. One would be entertained for quite some time. But as you come over here, you don't know what it is, but you feel strangely drawn to go beyond the bookshelf and to open this door. There's definitely something back there, and it's calling to you, but you do not know what it is. You didn't feel it before. You guys have walked around the apartment a little. It's not huge prior, but now you're feeling something 100%. And realistically, prior to you even realizing what you're doing, she doesn't see this, but as you're thinking, there's got to be something back there. The forefront of your thoughts are saying, logically, she must be hiding something back there. This is incredibly strange on multiple fronts.
Oh, no.
Before you can even realize what you're doing, you've already shoved your arm between two of the bookcases, and you're attempting to grab onto one of the handles. It's obviously locked, so it's not going to open. But
I can't stop myself.
There wasn't even a chance to stop yourself, Carson. You just were thinking, and you're just there.
Oh, no.
It's almost like you lost time thinking about this. For some odd reason, she doesn't see you do this. And as you hold on to this handle, suddenly, all at once, you feel this chill run up your fingers and up your arm, and something feels like it's grabbing your heart and just stopping your breath dead where it is. And then a moment later, whether everything rewinds or fast forwards, you're no longer holding on to the handle. Your fingers feel a bit numb.
Oh, no.
And the bookcases are fine. In fact, now you're questioning if there was even room for your arm to fit through the two of them, maybe if you pushed hard enough, but the books are heavy.
Oh, no. So nobody notices me doing that?
No one seems to see any of this happen as they're questioning here. You're not even sure how long it took for this to transpire. And you breathe out once and can very clearly see the chill of your breath. After that, it dissipates, this feeling, as if it were never there. Where would you like to add one stress?
Oh, God. Corruption.
You really want to build that up.
So just so you know, corruption is when you touch something very bad and or fail miserably on a magical item.
Well, by my standards, I've hit both of those, but go on. I'll do regular stress.
Okay, I will say you can get a lot closer to wherever this is, but you didn't. Good job. So we'll add one to stress. Something is shaking you, and I will say to add on to this, Margot and Kaiba, you guys see Carson looking at his hand. You don't see any cold breath or anything, but you see him near the bookcases. You never saw him reach out. Maybe you see out of the corner of your eye, but Carson's just standing there for way too long. It's weird.
Does this actually look anything at all like what happened when I did get my finger all
I was going to ask.
up?
Since I basically was watching him do that, and I also had the weird time dilation effect.
This is something not that anyone saw from the outside, but I will let you know, Carson, this feeling is different.
Okay, but it doesn't necessarily look different to other people.
We're not sure because no one saw it.
Okay. Well, God.
And by this point, she does notice you're over there and says, "Sir, if you could step away from there, that would be nice."
Am I able to step away from there?
For a moment, you don't think you can. But you take a step. Nothing grips you or grabs you or rakes at you. And you feel free to move.
Honestly, I probably look pretty haunted.
She would notice.
I do notice.
Yeah,
I'm kind of freaked out. I like take another step back and then like another, and then I'm like, well, it looks like you're okay. Okay.
Yeah, I think we got everything we need.
Yes.
I'm definitely. I think that the added stress would manifest very quickly, like visually.
She notices.
I
She
think I
looks at
look-
you
yeah.
like, what? And you,
Anyway,
yeah, you feel like she made the connection of you were standing at the bookcase and something bad happened, but she's not. She doesn't say anything.
I think that we should.
yeah,
I think
well,
we can go.
we're about done with the questions. Yeah, we can leave. Thank you for answering them, and I'll hand her the card, I guess. If you have anything else bothering you or need to, well, talk about anything, honestly, give us a call.
Okay, she nods at that, takes the card, and while she does seem a bit shaken up, her body language is very much more trusting than it was when you first all walked in.
And before we, I guess, like right as we're at the door, that's when I would try bringing up the autograph thing.
Sure.
Yeah.
You
'Cause
do.
I still
and
do need to get that done.
It's a little awkward. You do bring it up, and she pauses for a moment, not wanting to answer.
I want to seem very like self-deprecating and kind of like embarrassed about it
Sure.
to make it seem like, you know,
I mean, your little
more
brother
genuine.
has a really lame name, so
Yeah.
So you bring this up. She does look very uncomfortable, but like I said, you guys seem to be nice folk. Besides that one weird incident that she's definitely not going to bring up again.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to bring it up.
Yeah. Are you effectively just asking like, hey, can I get a signature on this shirt?
Yeah.
She
I mean-
she pauses for a moment, and do you say why? Do you say you're a fan, or
his little brother's a fan.
You know, but what if she recognizes the username?
Yeah, like I said, your little brother. Don't claim it's you.
Yeah, no, I would not claim that as me. I would just be like, God, like, I'm so sorry. Like, this is super awkward. Like, I know that this is really unprofessional, but my little brother is like a really big fan, and I think that I would feel very bad if I did not at least try to get like signature for him. But like obviously would not share any personal details. Just, you know, only if you're comfortable, of course.
It would make his day. His birthday's coming up.
Yeah.
okay?
Watch him be literally a troll in the channel. Absolutely despises him.
Yeah.
Instantly hates you after this now.
You mention all this, and you know it's your little brother. And the entire time you've all been visiting Etta, she hasn't really smiled, or the only real emotion that you've seen from her was actually when you got too close to the window and she said, "Get away from that." Besides that, she's been very answer, incredibly clear. When you mention this, you see a slight. She looks worried for a second and kind of annoyed. Then you mention it's his birthday, it's her little brother, and you see a slight smirk just flash up across her lips for just a second. And without saying anything, she holds out a hand, nods, walks around the corner, grabs a little pen for signing, and just kind of says, "Okay, sure, I can do that."
And you just happen to have a t-shirt of her on hand, you know.
He makes me carry it around just in case.
I mean, he knows what you do for a living, so.
Yeah, I mean, it is private information though, but you know what? Unless she asks about it, I'm not going to say anything.
I never thought I'd actually meet you.
You would also have known where you were going, so you could have prepared.
Yeah, you rolled a 12, so yeah. But basically, these questions would come up if you rolled lower, which you did not, so good job.
Okay. I look very trustworthy.
Effectively, yes. So for whatever reason, she trusts you and your group. You guys have been very respectful to her this entire time, and you haven't really pried into any of the questions she did not want to answer, and she does respect that. So she gives it a quick sign under Fuzzy Buns, not under her name, and yep, CD's nuts right on there, and she just sighs at that.
And when she sighs, I'm like, I know, God, I know. I'm so sorry that you even have to write that down. Like,
she goes to smile again and kind of covers her mouth with her hand and says, it's fine. And she turns around and puts the pen away and moves back up to the door, kind of half.
Well, she doesn't hate him, apparently.
No, from what you gathered, she doesn't even recognize the name.
Which honestly, totally.
I mean, that means he's not a super creep.
He's just one of the 15,000 anonymous subbers or something. She doesn't care. Unless it's money.
It is money. It's just a lot of little bits of money.
Yes. Give me the money.
Game on a money doll. All right, so with all that, signature done. She put the pen away. She escorts the three of you to the door. Unless you have any other questions, she's like, once again, half hiding behind it. And if you want to ask her anything, you can. Otherwise, she'll wave you guys away.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're good.
Okay. That she'll offer you all a nod. A quick, small wave as you can only see half her face behind the door. She slowly closes it behind you all.
All right, let's head to Graham.
About that, do we have the feeling that the balcony is actually somehow involved in whatever the hell is messing with her?
Oh, definitely. I'm saying to go to Graham so that we can talk in private.
Because I do also still have a hold left that I can use to be where I need to be. I'm not sure if I can potentially use that.
What's your intention for it?
To find out why she is blocking the balcony, basically. Like, is it the balcony itself, or is there something else going on? And like, someone peering into her room with a telescope or something.
I do want to go around to the other side to see if we can see what we can see from the back, or from outside, I guess.
Okay, you're going to physically look first before talking to Graham?
I mean, we can probably look from Graham's balcony, right?
Technically, it's above you, so it'd be kind of hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I did want to do that. I did want to see what if we could see something. I also really wanted to talk to Carson first because we don't actually know what he felt.
True.
Correct. You know that she's told you to stay away from it twice, which, to be fair, is already kind of weird.
Yes.
Yeah.
So she said stay away. Carson had a real weird look after getting too close, so I want to talk to him, find out what it was, and then go look outside.
Yeah.
And I figured Graham's room is nice and private.
Okay. After you guys kind of relay that information, and you basically run downstairs to go behind the complex to look?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Like, would Graham have been able to look in the general direction and know whether those bookcases have always been there?
He's
a bit weird to do that, doesn't it?
Yeah, he's a room below her, so I don't think there's even a physical way to see it, honestly.
Yeah. I mean,
would he have heard her move them?
Potentially. That maybe, because that would be relatively loud. He wouldn't know what the sound was, but if you brought it up, he might have an answer.
Yeah.
So as you guys are heading down from floor 3 to 2 to 1, coming up past 2, as you guys are coming down, I guess the second set of stairs, you see a really large dude. Big old blocky physique man of just muscle. He's got pretty small eyes, buzzcut hair, and he's looking past you all while he's carrying far too many grocery bags in each hand.
Love it.
Seems to be with relative ease. The problem here is not the weight. The problem is the bulk. He could probably carry more if he had more fingers, which unfortunately he does not.
Hey, sir, do you need some help carrying those?
Nope, I'm good. And he looks kind of past your group. As you guys are coming the same direction he is, he's so big that he's going to have a problem getting by you guys with all this shit. And he kind of realizes that and pauses a moment as he sees you all.
I would back up into the stairs because there's usually more room there.
So as you guys are doing that, there's a single stairwell as the first set goes down. The second set, prior to you guys making room for him, he actually goes to stop and take a step back to make room for you all so you can get by. But he notices you doing this and he kind of, oh, okay. And then as he walks by your group, he gives you all a nod as to say thank you and just up. He doesn't stop on the third floor. He goes up to the fourth floor and just continues on his way.
Yeah, there's definitely something wrong about this building. All these characters.
What? Oh, that's meta knowledge?
No, that's Kaiba knowing that guy was definitely an ogre.
I see.
Ogres love groceries.
Exactly. Weirdly enough, ogres are vegan, so, yeah.
And as the wonderful scent of kale flows down to you all, you're able to descend to the first floor with no issues whatsoever. You whip around, you head to the back side of, I almost called it Gravity Falls, Serene Falls.
I mean, at this point, it might actually be pretty.
Well be.
You haven't found a single book yet. You're doing horrible. Anyway, you guys look at the back side.
Have we found any weird triangle with monocles and top hats?
Not yet.
Architecture?
Wrong name for triangles. At least currently.
Wow.
As you're all looking about, you see there are plenty of plants, chairs, tables. the actual overhang is not very large on each of these apartments, but every single one, including the first floor, does indeed have a balcony. You notice instantly that there is nothing on her balcony whatsoever. You can see, kind of, because she's on the third floor, it's effectively 6 floors up, if that makes any sense, because everyone's a double floor. So you really got to look up there, but you can sort of see from this angle, whether you use your phone or some weird mechanism, you guys can see that, yeah, there's nothing on her balcony whatsoever. You guys can't even really see the fourth floor.
So there is a balcony,
yeah,
but it's just empty.
Right, you guys can see the first 2 floors easily. Third floor, but from this angle, no plants are overflowing. You don't see any chairs or anything up there near the edges, and there's railing, so you can kind of see through. You guys can't see floor 4 at all. It's too high up. But 3, nothing. Her specifically, nothing. Empty.
What about the door on the balcony? Because Carson said he got that chill with the door.
Difficult to see, but from here, you can see the blackout curtains. As in nothing, no light coming in or out.
And what about across the way? Opposing buildings, I guess. Anything weird? Telescopes pointing at her door or something?
Not that you see. I also thought I would remind you guys that the shape of Serene Falls isn't a perfect flat. It's curved a little. I guess like a half circle in a way. Slightly, at least. So it doesn't like close, obviously, but it's similar to a half circle. In that sense, you don't see any, I guess, angles in which they could see into her room easily or anything from across the way.
All right, so that at least means there's no creeps spying on her, I guess.
Unless we're talking about creepy portals.
We've definitely dealing a lot with portals lately.
Indeed.
So,
Was
any
it
of
at
you
all?
good at climbing up?
Yeah, I
Making
am.
Noise.
I'm gonna climb down though. The building does have a roof. It's an apartment.
I mean, it might have a roof, I guess, but
What are you trying to do?
I also don't want to climb to the balcony in broad daylight, especially after we just visited. So this is a bad idea.
yeah, I mean, we could do it at night. We're at Graham's house anyway. Or we could send a drone up. Or I could just invoke my token and be there.
Let's come back to this thought. I think it's still too early. Let's go back to what's his faces.
Yeah. I mean, we can still ask him why she quit anyway.
Yeah, I think we need to know that more than anything.
Okay, you're gonna hit up Graham first or go to the boy?
Now we don't need to talk to Graham.
Okay.
I will text him. We spoke to her. Some strange going on. Keep your eyes open.
I mean, ask him if he heard anything that could be like moving sounds about X weeks ago, I guess.
In terms of X weeks ago, no. X months ago, no. Nothing heavy. If it were like bookcases or something, he would have to really, rewind the good old melon. But in terms of that, it's not a solid no, but a pretty solid no. If anything, it was just sound. That's it. So nothing big recent, at least. Also, today's new music day, so it's okay. He can entertain himself.
Yeah, about that, keep it down. Your neighbor is complaining.
He responds with a tongue emoji.
I like that kid.
Me too.
Back to the apartments.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You all head back, signature in tow, and realistically, y'all weren't really there for too long, so the day and night are still indeed ahead of you. We return to said apartment, and knocking, waiting, doors open, music is not as loud this time, lights are slightly different colors, but just as annoying to Margot, I'm assuming. Any emotions for y'all?
Yes.
Come on in. Have you brought the goods?
Look good.
Fairly.
She's a cutie. She'll never go for you.
Of course not. Are you kidding me? I'm not worthy of her.
Can't decide if
know.
you're smart or cowardly.
A little bit of both, I would say. I mean, straight up, I am far too shy to see her in person, so...
Okay, hang on. Is he a greasy guy or is he actually clean?
It's hard to tell in the light, but he doesn't look like gross greasy. Like, he probably takes care of himself. A little
I
bit,
mean,
at least.
he did say he cleaned his couch. I don't know anyone who cleans their couches.
Melanie, is
Wait.
that information you want out and about on the internet?
Yes.
I'm just kidding.
Anyone who
Anyway.
cleans their couches.
That either means you know people with dirty couches, or we have a dirty couch, one of the two.
I'm
I
just
mean,
kidding.
I
My
mean,
grandma used to clean the couch like once a week, but she was special, so yeah.
damn, it's clean couch.
Yeah, she was a clean freak.
It's like that sometimes.
I mean, I vacuum our couch sometimes, but I don't think that counts as a clean.
That's good enough.
I mean, you can mostly ignore that because she also mopped the floor twice a day, so yeah.
Dear
Wow,
God.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so not the norm.
I was hoping you weren't going to say she
Definitely not.
mopped the couch, because...
No, of course not. She put it in the dishwasher,
Oh, okay. Obviously, God, what's wrong with me?
obviously.
All right, you've all returned. He is eagerly waiting his prize.
I'll motion to Carson.
Yeah, I hand it over. Wait, but right
Do
before he
do like the
right,
weird doggy treat thing.
like right before he grabs it, I snatch it up.
You like
Just
taunting
a
him with
little
it?
bit. Yeah.
All right, he's
I'm when I do that though, I'm like, remember the deal.
he does rise from his chair, and you do notice that he's not exactly the tallest individual. And he glares at you, but in a very like playful, like okay kind of way, not as in a I'll stab you kind of way.
Right.
He nods and says, "Of course, I wouldn't renege on something like that. Are you kidding me? I'm a man of my word. Can I see it though?"
Yeah, for sure. I hand it over.
Cool.
Well, I show it to him.
Yeah, you hold it out, and he clicks something in his hand, and a white light comes on above you guys, spotlighting down onto it, and he goes, "Oh, glorious, beautiful."
Yeah.
And he holds his hands at her to say, "May I inspect?"
Sure.
Perfect. He grabs it and he holds it, just the box, and just kind of shakes a bit in excitement, like, "Oh, finally!" And he very daintily puts it down somewhere that doesn't make any sense, but once again, it probably makes sense to him. Whips himself around, sits in his chair, spins about twice, stopping to turn and smile at his new box, then turns to your group and smiles at you and says, "Well, what do we want to know in what order?"
Well, main point of business, the red tape.
Of course,
Yeah.
of course. Man, I was so close to getting that one, too. Someone sniped at the last second from me, which is normally very difficult. It's actually not too hard to get into someone's account, change their password, and then, have them have to fix that in the middle of bidding. Oh, that is the worst. I say you wouldn't believe, but that's one of the easiest ways to win something. Anyway, this person, though. Yeah, I got their information. I'll say, I just want it just to have it. In general, these things shouldn't exist. I don't know if you've seen, but...
Wait, you want it just to have it? That's
Yeah.
your reasoning?
Are you kidding me? A blank red reel? Yeah. These things aren't supposed to exist. Am I going to have one?
I can... Okay. All right.
I'm not going to watch it?
How old are you?
Why is that relevant?
How old are you?
Why is that relevant information?
How old
We
are
probably know how
you?
old he is, honestly.
We
I'm
do
in my-
probably already know.
I'm in my 20s. Why does it matter?
All right, look, do you ever want to grow old enough to gain courage to talk to this girl?
Her specifically, she is a queen beyond all queens, and I can only worship her and not actually approach.
All right, how about girls like her that are a tier below?
That's a pretty
Okay,
big
well,
tier
let's-
we're jumping down. That's a huge tier. But yes, at some point will eventually speak with people.
All right, look, this red reel that we are asking about, it is not something you should be messing with. Things like it are something you should not be messing with. You should not be being so cavalier about it if you want to live long enough to have courage to talk to a girl a tier below your queen.
He smiles very widely at this. So it works. It's real.
Yes.
How do you know this?
Would you like to die when I kill you?
What? What?
That was a huge jump. I'm incredibly confused.
Was that even a sentence? What is she? Is she threatening me?
I am. You don't need to know how I know any of this, but you need to stay away from it.
People die when they are killed. Okay, I got you.
I'm
I
confused.
mean, that just makes him want it more, I think.
No, it's
no. It's like the horror movie. If you watch it, you're gonna.
like a ring thing?
It's either that
fine.
or paranormal
So you don't wanna
activity
watch
or
it.
whatever you
Yeah.
want.
Well, this one's different. So, you want to know like what I know about it or what? I'll talk. I don't care. Clearly, you all know shit, so we can exchange some information.
No. Tell us
Honestly,
everything.
You've had offers before, selling some of your things.
Yeah.
Well, you've also realized that some of those offers tend to pay a lot more than others.
Very much so.
Yeah, maybe consider why some people pay so much for that stuff.
Some people are stupid, and some people have way too much money on their hands.
Yeah, and some people work for the government.
Very good point. Oh shit.
And
okay.
now that we know you're here, we're going to be watching you.
All right.
See, part of the reason why nobody has come to arrest you yet is because, quite frankly, you're useful.
Yeah.
See, you're saying arresting, and this one here saying something about killing me. Do you mean like looking into things will kill me? Was that what you were trying to say, big scary lady? Or are you trying to say you are going to murder me?
Depends on what you find.
I don't know if you're being serious or not, and I'm kind of scared, but interested. Okay.
I'm going to crack my knuckles and smile very evilly.
Very nervous laughter.
I am so confused. I don't understand how this took such a dark turn.
Okay, I think I get the vibe you guys are coming off on. I won't ask who you work for or what you're here for, but I can give information. So
Oh, please, you've been on the net for far long enough. You know.
Yeah, I know there's like shadow organizations. I'm not saying you're like lizard people or like, I don't know, the whatever.
Honestly, I haven't been able to disprove that yet, so.
Okay, cool. I'll jot that down. But this isn't like The Ring or Paranormal Activity or anything like that, you know, Blair Witch. Actually, Blair Witch is a really good example of one of the red reels that I have indeed found and sold. I don't have it. Don't bother asking. They are weird, though. I have watched that one. Nothing weird happens, though. It is itself the cursed item, if you will. This one, though, I was not going to watch it. I promise. There is a specific, particular type of tape. I do not know why they exist. I do not know how people collect them. I have a tape player and recorder, but these are literal red reels. It's on red tape on an actual old school reel. So most folk can't actually play these. You either need some money or you need to have some know-how. I hear these, though, are entirely blank. There's nothing on them. You can hold it up to the light, you will see nothing. Rumor has it, though, if an individual watches it, you will be cursed to die. Something inhabits the tape. And it says that you can feel the entity begging and just screaming to get out by just holding it. I wanted to feel that. I wanted to know that I had this power. I was never going to watch it. Obviously, I don't want to die. I'm not stupid. But just having this thing, and I get it off the market and maybe save a life or two. You all should be thanking me. Someone grabbed it, though. They're probably dead. I know who the someone is, by the way.
They probably are dead.
They probably are, unless they know what it is, but that's a different issue.
I mean, keeping it off the market is not a bad idea.
Right, that was my plan. I tend to buy weird shit like this, and I have on good merit that this one was actually legit.
We'll come back to that topic in a second. So, who bought it?
Who bought it? Well, don't ask me how, but I believe a child purchased it.
A child?
I don't know how we got on this website, but yeah. I'm not sure if you've noticed, but probably not. I don't know if y'all are really in, dark web shit or not.
Smile.
Yeah, they they don't look like evil websites or like they do in movies where there's like blood dripping and they're, oh god, chains and shit. It's a regular ass website. You could be buying a plant for all you know, but we know what it is. It's all code words and they try to hide it well. That's why, for the most part, and the names are usually gobbledygook. The websites, at least. All of it's gobbledygook. That's the point. They don't want people to know what they're buying and selling. If it's obvious, well, it'll get shut down. So I'm assuming it was a mistake. I don't know. Maybe someone dared him to buy it. Maybe he knows someone rich. I don't know. Whatever. But I got the kid's address. I'm not going to go bug him or anything. This is just part of how I do things. Please don't think I was going to go like rob this kid. I'm not going to. These people are too rich. I don't want to get shot. I'm not going to mess with that. But I got their address and I got his name if you want it.
I'll snap my fingers for him to hand it over.
All right.
Wait, let him type it out first. I'm sure he has a printer. I don't want to read his chicken scratch again.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, I can do that. He whips around to his computer and just rapid fires machine gun right across the keyboard.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, anything else y'all want to know? I feel like I'm taking an order.
Nah. Well,
yeah.
Frankly, we feel bad about Fuzzy Buns. So, what did you know about her deal?
Answer me this one question, and I will answer yours. How was she?
How to best answer that?
Yeah, how to best answer that?
Let's just say fine under the circumstances. But I suspect that she wants to go back to how it used to be.
All right. Well,
yeah, I got that same.
Cool. I will tell you. You all seem like trustable folk, minus the scary one.
Claire.
I'm not sure how to feel about you. Anyway, in general.
It's just you're talking about. Be nice,
Hey, we all got crazy siblings. You just happen to have a very... Yes.
Yes, aggressive, daunting, I know.
I'm a little shocked at the reminder that you just called me a sister.
He paused a second too with that, like, oh, you're related, okay.
Like, I don't say anything, but I like do that, like, double take at you with, like, wide eyes, like, what did you just say?
Just kind of reminding, oh, yeah, shit, we're related, aren't we?
Yeah.
And he nods. All right. Not throwing any flack. Honestly, she's kind of cool. She's freaking me out, but she's cool. I like it. I'm sort of getting some Revy vibes from you, a little bit, not like full on.
Sorry, what vibes?
Revy, Black Lagoon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, not full on. She's a complete psycho, but like, she's hot. So anyway, moving on. So, like I was saying,
Squints eyes.
he very much breaks eye contact with you. He's looking at Carson now because Carson's not trying to murder him. All right.
Yeah, I guess I'm the only one not trying to murder.
Appreciate that. To my knowledge, and
Not murder. I just,
ask Marco to do it for you.
break their minds.
And that
Sounds good.
but he's like serious face, serious tone. Says real quick. I can give you the rundown on Edda. She let's say she went through some things. I'm not I'm sure you're thinking it. I can see it in your faces. I'm not a creep. I didn't bother her. I'm sure she didn't recognize my name. My online presence is, I go under different handles and such, so I'm not always see these nuts everywhere. But I was a big fan, as were many others. She was pretty big. If you were into the scene, y'all would have known her. She was, just the best. Some people didn't appreciate that. I don't know, I got names. I think I know where they are. I've mostly dealt with them for now, at least. But I think she was doxxed or something. Photos were leaked of her. Bad shit happened, basically. Yeah. Bunch of assholes, bunch of pieces of shit online. Anyway, they didn't like the fact that she was popular. They thought she was fake. They thought she was blah, 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 blah. Who gives a shit? We don't say actors are fake. She's having fun. She's doing a thing. She was entertaining people, and she made my day better. She made everyone's day better. She was a great, wonderful, happy person. And part of the reason why I didn't go see her is I don't want to see how she is now. But I don't think I can help her. But in general, yeah, some bad shit happened. And she blipped. She just fell off the face of the earth. And I'm assuming she lives there now. She moved, by the way. She didn't always live there. That's why I was able to track her. Took a lot of effort, a lot of money, but I was able to find where she was. I'm just hoping she's doing better now.
That makes me so incredibly sad.
Yeah, I mean, partially that's it, but it sucks. That was her life. She was. I wouldn't say she was on the up and up.
She loved doing it.
Yeah, she loved doing it. She loved making people happy, and a bunch of jealous assholes couldn't handle it.
Did anyone send her something?
I mean, I don't think you want me to get into the nasty details, but yeah, they figured out where she lived and whatnot, and they sent her shit. Sometimes literally.
Oh my god, that's awful.
I repaid the favor, don't worry.
That's what I like. You know what? You're getting on my good list. I don't like that though, but it is what it is.
Oh, don't put him on good list, Jad. At the very least,
he's on the pending.
This kid needs to be monitored.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, he already is. Trust me.
He's being monitored, but we don't talk about that. Anyway,
I mean, now pull out a folder. How do you think I have this?
I see.
It's like not a small folder either.
He's not happy looking at that.
Yeah, you shouldn't be. Don't worry, mine's just as big.
All right, so hang on. Did they send her anything weird?
I don't know, maybe. To my knowledge, it was just a bunch of just stuff. Just bad stuff, The usual. I say the usual, but God, we make it sound so casual. They're ruining someone's life. So it was bad.
Yeah.
Right.
No, they definitely broke some rules. I'll make them a pastime.
Hey, if you want to rub it in, go for it. I've already hit up most of them.
Good. I'll hit you up after work is done. Trust me.
And when did she move?
Oh, like year or so ago, about then.
And that matches up when she would have moved in, right?
Yeah. I would say possibly closer to 2 years back. She's been gone for a while. With all the information that we have, if you guys want to ask him a few more questions before you skedaddle, he will 100% give you the information of this individual and where they live. Do with that as you will. If you think you have another question for Mr. Nuts, go ahead and jot that down. We can ask it next week as we delve further into the case of the blank red reel.